What's good, what's good, what's good, people? We got a good show for y'all today. We got a special guest who's been here before. We'll get into that when we start after the intros. But listen, man, I hope y'all enjoyed that NBA The Run stream I did today. Shout out to Hot 97, man. Word, hip-hop and R&B, #1 station in the United States. Gave me that code through, the hookup through, of course. My brother from another mother. You already know what it do. Hip-hop gamer! Yeah, shout out to my brother, man. Making that happen. Appreciate y'all. But listen, man, let's get into this intro. And you know what to do. Like, share, and subscribe. What else is there else to do on a Saturday? Let's get it.
Yeah. It's him. You're now tuned into the dopest. It's him. Wanna wait, drag, and stay in the latest fashion. You think it's a game till we start clashing. War zone where I'm from, bullets like magic. 2K on your head, that's a backslip. I could put a E&D to all you lanes, whether outside or in the crib. On the game, limit tech with the best system. PlayStation for the staycation, Nintendo Switch for your wisdom. New level, whatever you want, you been on it. It's only one way to support it. Binge on it, never lag. Whip your ass with hella swag. Keep a cigar lit, I'm the victim with the class. You thinking you can toy with limit tech when you boys been? How you breaking your joystick? Who been feeding you poison? If you win your fort tonight, tune in to the Brooklyn night forecast and 108 Dragons.
Finish him!
shield is down. I'm in position and ready for immediate assault.
Negative, Commander. Not against a ship that size. Not on your own.
Sir, permission to leave the station.
For what purpose, Master Chief?
To give the Covenant back their bomb.
What's good? What's good? What's good, good people? What is good? What is good? What is good? Man, another Saturday, another Dragon's Den, baby. You already know what to do. I don't know why I can't see Drawn's. I would guess I can't see him. So let me do this real quick. Not on your end, it's on my end. Close that.
Yeah, because I got my camera on.
No,
so.
no. It's not. It's not that. It's Hold on. Guest. Hold on. We gotta get my man Drawn TJ in here. He's been here before, and he's definitely one of the good guys in the community that stays around and supports and brings people with him and all things of that nature. We're gonna get him on right now. What's good, chat? What's good, chat? What's good? What is good with y'all this Saturday, man? Wake y'all asses up. We're going to take you into this evening with some news. We're going to have some great information. But first, hold on, let me get my man Twink. Welcome to the Dragon Podcast member, silver member, just joined. Legendary Yobi is spamming those goddamn icons, those emojis.
What's up, Yobi?
You know what I'm saying? I see Big B. I see who else is in here? Talos. We got a couple new people too.
Yeah,
I see Music is in the building.
Yeah.
Oh man, my man Tarzan Supreme. He stay over there on Twitch TV, man. Appreciate you. Big B, Kindred's in the building. Who else? Gamers Generation. I hope you doing well, my brother. I saw that when you came in. Appreciate you, man. And anybody else pop up, I always get those shout outs as much as I see. It is what it is. But listen, man, let's get to these wonderful, wonderful co-hosts I got today. We got my man Drawn TJ. He's been MIA, but he's here today. Boss. Yep. What up, son? How you been? I spoke to him last night. I told Bloody it was me and him. I said, you know what? We need a guest appearance from Drawn TJ. Let's get it. What up, TJ?
It's
What's
been
good?
a while.
What's good?
I'm doing good, man. It's just good to see you guys. It's good to be back on the podcast. It's been a long time, but you know what? You guys need a co-host and you need guests, so I'm here for tonight.
Appreciate that,
and
man.
we're gonna talk about good topics.
Yeah.
And I've been playing the new Forza Horizon 6. Probably the best Forza Horizon they've ever made. They made good adjustments. They went back to the roots, and they did a really good job on it. Like really good. Like they grounded it to the point where it feels like real life. Like it feels like a simulation, but it's still arcade. Like it's more Forza Motorsport than Forza Horizon. Like the handling feels a lot better.
I mean,
like
but
the cars feel heavier.
You really on the streets this time because when you in the jungles and on the beaches, you can't really drive a Lamborghini.
No, you can't. You can't. No.
Go
drive a Bugatti in real life on the beach. You're gonna get your $4 million car stuck in the water.
You're gonna be stuck. You're gonna be stuck. But you know what?
But no, I'm glad to be here, man. It's good to see you guys, and I appreciate the invite. And I've always supported you guys, even though I haven't been here in a while. Doesn't mean I don't watch your guys' videos still or your lives.
Appreciate that.
I just don't watch them live, but I watch them on demand.
Nice.
So just like I do with Dirt or I do with Crazy Louie sometimes. Mm-hmm. Like Crazy Louie does his in the morning. Sometimes I can't catch him in the morning because I'm working.
Right.
So I catch them on demand. So
nice. Well, listen,
man. I still support them.
Whether you watch now or later, it's all greater because it matters. Yep. Big B, I see you in here, and you know what? We not gonna time your ass out. We not doing that over here to my man Big B because he was getting violated last night at P Lump Show. I was yo, shout out to my brother Crispy Bomb just pulled up in the chat. What's good, brother? Now this dude needs no introduction, man. He wasn't here last week. He probably won't be here tomorrow or next week. We don't know what the hell's going on with this Gothic kingpin over there. But the bum is here today. And I'm sure I caught myself.
You gonna do that right now out the gate?
Bloody Knuckles. Knucks for short. What's good, son?
What's good with y'all? Y'all already know what it is. You know it's your boy, the guy for gamer here, always back with it. I was like, I know I be in and out, but I'm always doing something. I got people gotta understand your boy's always doing all sorts of things. I'm running all sorts of events. I'm all doing a lot of stuff offline
Give me a
as
sec.
much as I am online. I
There
was like,
we
but you know what? I always love being here when I can be. I was like,
Yo,
this
B, I need
past
you to
2
clean
weeks
up in aisle
been
6.
nothing but big topics, a lot of stuff that I can't wait to talk about. Good chat. It's always good to see our boy here. I was
Yeah,
like, it's good to see
yeah.
you here back with us. See, and all that stuff, man. I was like, all I know is like, even when we down people, we always got people ready to go. I was like, and that's the way that it
Yep.
is. I was like, we always keep moving, we always keep pushing, we always got plenty of stuff to make it work.
Oh,
Just look at it like this. Lemon's always connected. So he's
listen.
always got friends in high
And
places, low places, and then he's got people that are hiding in the bushes. So
But you know what? I'm gonna
he's
say
good to go.
I'm gonna say this. I'm gonna
That's a
say this.
fact right
I'm gonna
there.
say this, Jerome. Without people like people in the chat and yourself coming out here, this is why I let people from the community actually come on the show, especially when I respect
Yeah.
what you say. It gives you foundation. You know what I'm saying? I don't like
Yeah.
podcasts where they think they too high class for the community that they want them that they want to watch them. That sucks. Yo,
And,
B,
It does.
thank you for cleaning up in aisle 6. I'm tired of them spills over there on Twitch. It's ridiculous.
Well, it's just nice. Like if you
if you
look
gave
at
me, I
the
told you this the last
it,
time. If you gave me the mod privileges, I'd take care of it too. I'm all over the
I
place.
I know that, but
yeah.
I don't never be on Twitch. I'm on YouTube right now. I can't do that during the
Yeah,
show. That's why I give
you
it to
know
you.
a lot of people that become like actual journalists and people that actually like the small guys, like the ones that like do Twitch, or the ones that actually become like game developers or indie developers. A lot of them actually probably watch podcasts like this because they don't want IGN, they don't want like big ones that just they tell you what you want to hear, but they won't actually tell you the truth.
Oh, that's a
There's a
fact.
difference. You know why I like your podcast? You want to know why I go on your podcast?
Talk to me.
It's not just because you guys are good people. It's because you guys tell it how it is. You don't sit there and read from a script and just be like, oh, yeah, everything's all hunky dory. No, it doesn't work like that. If there's a
Nah.
problem with the gaming industry, we need to talk about it as fans and as consumers.
Yes,
Facts.
facts.
I was like,
Period.
and that's what I think everyone here has a unique take on everything. And like you mentioned, I was like, for me, coming from the live streaming sphere of things, I play games for everyone's entertainment, because there's people who aren't sold on a game, who may not want to play it themselves, so they watch someone that they enjoy, right? But as someone who actively plays a lot of these games, I have such hands-on experience. I find what I like, what I don't like, and I'm more involved. So my thoughts are very much in the moment on how I'm feeling. Sometimes when people sit on and think about it, they're like, that's where you get those long scripts and stuff like that. Well, they'll break something down. But it's more, how is it consistently during your experience in that moment
Exactly.
that helps and make it feel more authentic, so that way you have an understanding. I was like, that's why I feel, at least for me, I was like, it allows me to be way more authentic about how I feel about certain games or certain styles, because I know what works and what doesn't, especially as I'm in the zone playing it.
Hold on, make sure I get this right. Okay, it's right there. Yeah, man. Listen, I always tell people I got into this for the community, man. And I was tired of hearing the BS all day.
Yeah.
I was tired of people kissing behind. Now I got a whole other problem. I got tired of people lying, people talking about tech, don't know what they talk about. But I got a whole nother problem. I'm tired of people always looking for something negative to say.
Oh, I hate that. That really pisses me
everything.
off.
All the reviews for Forza's been excellent. And I watched somebody talk about the game, and one dude was like, yo, in 2026, you can't even see the driver honk the horn. But in 19 whatever game he showed, you see them hitting the horn, right? So I'm like,
Okay, and how much did he dock it? Like
look.
half a point?
And then he's
Or what?
no, it was just a regular person. I want my money back for the game.
Okay, then you know what? I got news flash for you. Don't play any racing
Yo,
games,
listen.
and
Yo, good riddance.
don't touch futuristic ones because
right. Yo,
you're pretty
good
much gonna
riddance.
run into that problem, bro.
And this
Sorry.
is the internet has just given the idiots a voice. I'm just sorry. I'm like, yo, please refund
I
the
know,
game,
it's
sell your
true.
console, and take up a new hobby called How to Be Stupid.
Or just go touch some grass and mow your lawn.
Yo, that was crazy work. I said, yo, he's talking about the drivers. First of all, who gives a fuck? When you driving 150 miles down the highway, you need to see me go honk, honk, honk. Honk, honk, honk. That's how he sound, right? Yo,
He's probably
I'm looking at the car. I'm looking at the surroundings. I'm looking at the beauty of the
it's
game.
going too fast to be worried about somebody pushing the horn on the steering wheel.
I mean, this bro's probably used to being in a Fisher Price mobile, so he's like, I gotta be able to see my horn go honk honk. That's what it is, bro.
You are super
it's so stupid.
Super deluxe weird, my guy. And you know what? I blocked him on Twitter right away.
Good.
I'm not my boy 100. 100 likes to deal with idiots, and he says I don't block. No, I block all idiots because I get frustrated looking at y'all work.
Hey G, you can't be blocking everyone you see.
Yeah, that's that was pretty good. I don't block nobody. Shout out to Sean Franklin in the chat. I see you in the building. And if you on Facebook, the chat is working. Stop by, say hello, share it out. Ultra Dark Slayer is in the building. Good looking, man. Somebody put your name in there. That's how I know you was here, because I don't see it up there. But you somewhere in this mother. But listen, man, we're gonna continue, man. Let's talk about this game marathon real quick, because I just put this little thing up here. Whoa, why is it so small? Listen.
What?
No diddy. Yo, I'm gonna say this for the record, man. Let me zoom this up so the community could get a whiff of what I'm talking about. The game has sold 1.3 or 4 million, right? 800,000 was on the PC level. Shout out to the chat, man. We got a member chat from Legendary Yobi. It says, love you all day, you heard? Let's go.
He just re-subbed for 19 months, baby.
Yobi.
Yeah, don't tell me on my chatting thing. I just saw
I got it right here.
No,
shout out to the legendary Yobi. Being a member for 19 months straight. I love you all day, you heard? Let's go. Always. You gotta love the Yobi, man. I was like, if anyone's out there that's been as real as a supporter as can be, it's definitely Yobi.
Yeah, that's a fact.
He's one of the most passionate and realest that you can have.
So now I want to talk.
He's a good guy.
I want to talk about this marathon work. What's crazy is it sold a little over 170,000 on PlayStation. It sold roughly about 160,000 on Xbox. And I brought this up last week. There is more Xbox players playing than PC players. PlayStation players on a game that was made by a first-party company over there, right? We talked about them 300,000 sales. Ooh, we're gonna get into that later. We touched on it on P Lump show last night. But I'm gonna say this for the record. 800,000 people was playing Marathon. You see where it started? 88,000 concurrent players. It dropped to 13. Bungie announced 3 years of support for the game. And now they got 4,000 concurrent players on Steam. Yo, listen. This might be the legs getting broke for Bungie. I think you first of all, you canceled Twisted Metal. You did. You canceled almost done Spider-Man multiplayer, which had everybody hyped. When we saw the cancellation, we was like, there's no way they're canceling that. But I'm going to say this for the record, man.
And don't forget factions.
Oh, well, I'm telling you.
Hey, don't forget Concord. Concord died in 10 days.
Listen, This game, Marathon should have had the same energy and died in 10 days too. Because this, if you're gonna support this for 3 more years, you just milking money at this point. When
Microsoft, they ain't gonna support it for 3 years. Let's be 100% honest.
When
that game's gonna be donezo within the next month or so, and they're gonna have to cut support. Because
they're trying to pull a Call of Duty, guys. That's what they're trying to do. They're pulling an Activision, saying, "Oh, well, we can milk them because these guys are idiots."
Well, listen,
there's not enough people to milk it. So
listen, they can't milk it. They couldn't milk Activision. See, Activision said, "Yeah, I gotta go."
Well, right? Microsoft gave them the boot.
No. Microsoft gave them a boot first.
Yeah,
but I had said out loud, and I'm gonna say it again. Sometimes it could be a publisher problem, because that is not the Halo team. Some of them worked on Halo, but majority of the Halo team, the majority of the Halo team is at 343, the Halo Studios. They stayed. The regime left and took the name. So I'm gonna go to you, Drawn, man. How you feeling about Marathon, and how much longer you think Sony's gonna tolerate bleeding money?
To be honest, because I used to be a PlayStation fan back in the day, and then I switched to Xbox. But to be honest with you, and I love Bungie. Don't get me wrong. I love Halo. I absolutely love Halo. But yet again, everybody keeps thinking that this is the Halo team. Everybody keeps thinking this is the team that has a pedigree from creating Halo. I hate to break it to you, but Joseph Stain's not there. Everybody else stayed with 343 or went and got different jobs or got fired or let go or retired. So to be honest with you, no, Marathon is not going to last. It's literally like they mixed. I'm not trying to be an asshole, but hear me out. It's like they said, let's grab Borderlands, Halo, and Destiny and wrap it all in one with the art style of freaking Borderlands and try to sell it as an extraction shooter with only like 5 maps and say it's $40 and you're going to deal with it. And then we'll support it later down the road, but we're not going to have enough content to keep it going. So we're just going to dribble it out. And hopefully you guys sit there and stay like idiots and we're going to milk you. Sony's not going to take it. So, dude, I'm going to tell you right now, Sony is the most cutthroat company. They're on par with EA. They're on par with EA. EA buys a studio, you make a couple games, and if it doesn't make enough money in their portfolio,
Fired.
They shut down your studio.
Fired.
And then they form you into an EA studio. Now, PlayStation does the same shit. They did it with 12 service games. They told all their single-player studio game companies and said, okay, now go back to making your single-player games. But now we got to go back to the drawing board. That takes at least a year, at least. And then we got to actually start prototyping it, which takes another year. And then we got to start developing it and coding it, which will take up to 2 years. So at the minimum. So that's 5 years. So all these fans that actually play those beloved franchises that people say they like for the reason why they get PlayStation, they're going to be waiting 8 years. So to anybody that says, oh, Bungie's doing okay. No, Bungie's not doing okay. Bungie's on its last legs.
Yep.
It's dying. Someone took a baseball bat to their damn legs, and they're about to get down their knees and just pray. They're gonna pray that someone comes and saves them because they're gonna be fully consumed by Sony, and they're gonna become they're gonna be Sony's bitch. I'm sorry if that's offensive, but that's actually what's gonna happen. Okay. And people may not like that, but hey, you know what? I used to love Bungie, but it's not the same Bungie. You can have the same boss, but if the boss is not listening to what the people want, it's gonna fail.
Yep.
So what's your take? What do you guys think? Because to be honest, I don't see it lasting. I see maybe a month, maybe 2 months. If they really plead with Sony and say, no, hear us out, we'll get it working. But we'll see what happens.
Oh, it works. Nobody cares, though.
I know.
You're bloody.
Barely under 1 million sales. I mean, come on. That's worse than what's the worst game they've sold so far?
Marathon.
under so.
No, I mean,
Okay,
Concord. Excuse me.
okay. So yeah, I just don't know how you greenlight that. And when I heard about Marathon, I was thinking about like back in the old days of Bungie when they made Marathon, and it almost looks like Fable and Elder Scrolls had a baby.
Mm.
Like I was thinking that with modern day graphics, and I was like, oh, that would have been sick. But they went completely like really artsy and made it really stupid. I'm like, oh, come on, guys.
All right.
I didn't play it. I didn't play it, so I'm not gonna talk more shit about it. It looks like it's a decent game, but it's just not my cup of tea. It's not my type of game.
When I
So
chime in, I'm gonna talk about that. But Bloody, chime in real quick and tell me about Marathon. How much longer it got, and will Bungie be dismantled? We don't hear you.
you there, bloody?
Bloody's lip syncing, y'all. He's lip sync dancing.
Yeah.
How you go from talking and just nothing? We don't hear you.
He just wants to look pretty for the screen.
Whip your hair around. Make it look good, Bloody. All right, let me say my piece so he get his shit together. I'm gonna say this, man. I said it from the beginning, not because of the game's graphics,
Yeah.
not because the studio, not because it was made first party for Sony. That was a third party game. What's good? What's good, handhelds? I see you in the building. I'm gonna say this for the record. I said that Marathon wouldn't survive because it was an extraction shooter. Even Tarkov, as popular as it is still a niche genre of game.
Mm-hmm.
Very niche, right? That style of play. And I love that style of play, right? It's like when I first got into PUBG and I kept telling people this battle royale stuff is really good. I really enjoy it. So I've been playing every damn battle royale on the market. But what's crazy, if you make a game that's just an
Right back. I'm
extraction,
gonna use the bathroom real quick.
you make a game that is an extraction shooter, you eliminate 85% of the population that likes first-person shooters because people really do not play extraction shooters like that. Even when they put DMZ in the mighty Call of Duty, nobody played it. So when they said, oh, we're making an extraction shooter, and then they came out and had the bad graphics until they updated it, I said, this game is dead. Once you start getting negative press in the beginning, it continues to drive the game's momentum in the ground. Are you back, Bloody?
Can y'all hear me now?
Yes. So now, with that being said, let me go to Bloody, man. Talk to me. Marathon is seeming like it's going a Concord route, and it looked like they holding on for dear life.
Here's the thing. I'm pretty sure at this point, I was like, Sony's regretting ever putting any money to Bungie because Bungie has to have been so far proven themselves as the worst acquisition of all time because they have not done anything worthwhile since separating from Activision and that whole relationship that they had during Destiny. And having been under Sony, what have they done other than cut off other projects that said, oh, those aren't going to work as live services? And right now they're proven that they have no word to speak about knowing what's right for live services.
Facts.
When Destiny has been down, the money and revenue that it's making is not the same. Their player base is kind of back and forth. And you know this because we both know Back. Back is a very big Destiny person, and he's openly talked about some of those things. There was a reason why I dropped out of it almost 10 years ago after the sequel dropped because of the fact that I wasn't repeating that. And you know what? I'm starting to be glad that I really did. Or I'm not even starting to be. I was like, I've been glad. The thing is that they are taking projects that actually had better legs to stand on than their own, cut them, and say, hey, look, our project is going to work. And no, it hasn't because we know that internally, when they brought in their fans, these content creators and others to check out Marathon to say, who's excited to play this game? When that whole room went silent and no one showed any interest, that should have been a red flag on where this game stands. Not to mention everything that they've done since then with all the controversies of stealing this person's art and using their entire portfolio as the basis for their game and still not even really compensating that person.
And you know what's crazy? That lady was at PAX this year.
Really?
Yeah, she was at PAX. Had a nice
Here's the
conversation.
thing.
She was selling
I was
some
like,
good artwork.
I love extraction shooters. I can enjoy them here and there and in small bursts.
Yeah.
There was nothing about Marathon coming into launch or even building up and when it was still being talked about that made me be like, that's a game I got to play. There was nothing that they had put out for almost a year that they were talking about that game that made me be like, huh, I want to check that out. I was like, this game is not going to last more than a month, maybe 2, if that.
Yo,
I was
listen.
like, if you're talking about the sales numbers that they have,
Mhm.
or you're looking at the active numbers now and less than a month since it came out or whatever it was, I was like, that is not anything to be even remotely looking good. I was like, when you start hitting into 4 digits, that's hard to get back up to 5, let alone 6 or
Yo,
more.
there's no once you get 4,000 people playing a game that 800,000 people bought, that's a problem.
And that's exactly my point. When you drop down into 4-digit player counts, getting up to 5 is going to be a struggle, let alone to hitting back to 6 and up.
Let me get to my man Handhelds United in the chat. Shout out to you, my guy. He says Sony should have stuck with The Last of Us multiplayer, and even that was going to be a disaster. And this is what I'm going to say for factions. I played the first factions, and at peak, it had 2,000 people playing. That's when people was like, I want factions. I'm like, where was you at when they first did it?
Where is factions?
Where was you at then? Because I don't see all of a sudden they're gonna resurrect these Last of Us single player, individual minded people, including myself, right? But I did play the multiplayer, and at peak, when it was out, when it was on fire, had 2,000 people playing. That is not a lot. So when people
That's
have that,
not a lot. That's not good.
And I said, I don't know why y'all screaming for factions. Y'all ain't played the first one. But you know, as we talk about, the internet is full of me to's, how to's, and why to's. Everybody want to be involved in the conversation when it really ain't one. Jim Ryan said Bungie is a better purchase than the ABK deal. Fuck.
Bullshit. I'm sorry. But no.
No. Let me ask you this. Hang on. There's a reason Jim Ryan isn't in charge anymore, because for being a numbers guy, he's not good with numbers. Because which one is making year over year in high profits and revenue?
We ain't got to answer that.
I'm just saying it's not the one that he's saying it is.
First of all, he lied. He didn't even believe that
Because
statement.
he's not a numbers guy.
Only numbers he know is his bank account got padded real nice on the way out. That's what he did. But listen, man, let's continue to keep pushing, man. And we gonna continue with this bad information, or bad info, or sad news, however you want to call it. After 2 weeks, Saros has sold a little over 300K. Now, it's like movies, it's music. It's like Blu-ray sales. Your first initial week is the people that's gonna run out there and buy. They sold like 197 copies in the first week. It is roughly dropped off a little bit over 100,000 the next week. What I want to see is this week's sales. I want to see what happened this week. But I love Returnal. I thought that game was dope. I was very interested in Saros, but Saros also came out when we getting some great games. Now, that's not going to help Saros whatsoever, right?
Mm-hmm.
But I'm going to go to you, Mr. TJ. How you feeling about Saros? Did you hear anything good about it? I know the game is really good. I don't know why the community is not playing it. They made it
I haven't played it.
Easier to get
I'll be
into?
honest.
Good.
I'll be honest with you. It looks good. It's just not my type of game. But I'm not gonna trash it just because I don't like it or because I haven't played it. I'm not gonna sit there and say, oh, it's crap. No. So anybody that takes this in out of context and says, "Oh, he's dissing the game," no, it's just not my type. It's not my bag. It's not my type of game. Some people play strategy games. Some people don't. Some people play sports games. Some people don't. But my point is, it looks like a good game. It looks like it looks similar to Returnal. It looks like more a little bit more polished version of Returnal, just with a little bit of a different story from what I took from it. But come on, it needs more sales, man. Like games that come out like that are looking really good and look like they have a good story. It's so sad when these games don't get that much love.
Yeah.
And you know what? Let me ask you this, Lemon and Bloody. Let me ask you this question: where would you want them to drop it then? Because if you drop it anywhere in October, November, or December, you're screwed.
How about
because you got GTA, you got COD,
listen,
and you can go on.
For years the dead season has been the summertime, right? Now it's not like that because we're saturated with games. May, everybody knew from last year May was on fire. Why?
Yep.
Why would you release that game in May? Why?
Honestly,
I would have done July.
Listen, I would have done June or July.
Either July or honestly, they should have jumped in February, where there was a lot of games, but they were smaller.
Right.
Smaller
you going against.
There was no major big blockbuster.
You're going against Invincible.
That would have been the right time to put it out, or to wait until midsummer, especially around Summer Game Show and all that time.
Right.
Or Summer Games Fest. I was like, that would have really filled in that lull period. Yes, it's still there's games releasing all year. Summer's still probably one of the lighter when it comes to big titles. I was like,
summer, all the kids are off. All the kids are off. The families are camping. They're spending time together.
But look what they're finding.
When you're gonna see games like Mouse, Mouse PI, games like Replace and stuff like that weren't already being talked about for months on end and everything else. But you're gonna see small games like those coming out in the summertime now more consistent.
There's more people playing Replace than Saros.
Which is bad. That's not a compliment.
But it's also one of those cases of the fact of like Saros is on. I was like, we talk about you talk about your love of Returnal, right?
Yeah.
The thing is that it was still only a single platform launch title, right?
And initially sold 500,000 after a year.
While it was great, don't get me wrong. Yeah. I love a good bullet hell. I love a good shmup and any sort of roguelike game, right? The thing is that Returnal, while it is still a good game, was still a very niche title.
No, it's a
platform and those players.
It's a niche
title.
This
is a step up from what Returnal is, right? But it still was going to be a game that is not appealing to those particular fans of that particular console.
But hold on, let me ask you a question. We all like shooters.
Yes.
Yep.
So this is a shooter. It's not like Returnal. It's really not. Returnal is roguelike.
It's different.
Right. This is not a roguelike game. This is an action shooter over the shoulder. This is what they buy over there. That's what I buy over there.
It's still a bullet hell at its core.
Yes. But it's not a roguelike where you dying and start from the beginning. It's not doing that. So listen, how about this? Stop running to Twitter talking about what you're gonna purchase, and when the shit come out, y'all ain't buying nothing. How about that? Because that is my problem. Now let me get to my man back from the dead. Don't believe everything you hear about Black Ops 7 and people falling off. Because what I got a stat that I'm gonna show is gonna definitely, you're gonna be like, what? Yeah. People are playing Black Ops 7.
That game is not dead. Everybody keeps saying it's dead.
I'm gonna show.
There's people that have fallen off, but it's
ain't
not
nobody.
Bad.
No,
it's not bad. I like Black Ops 6 better.
I don't even play it, and I'm a Call of Duty dude. But I'm not gonna say because I don't play it, it fell off. I just don't. I'm tired of the same shit. I don't like fake guns. I don't like all the futuristic stuff. Stop. Modern Warfare be back.
What I don't like is YouTubers and content creators sitting there saying, "Oh, Call of Duty's dead. Oh, it's the biggest mistake Xbox has ever made. They should never bought Activision Blizzard."
Listen, that's why
like, are you joking?
That's why I have facts, right? So when we talk about that topic, I'm gonna pull it up, and
Good.
There's millions of people playing it.
It's not 100,000 like Concord.
Yeah, no.
If that.
No,
it's millions. Yeah, hundreds of millions. It's a lot.
Yeah, it's a lot. It's a lot, and it's crazy. Mm-hmm. But and I'm gonna show the lead platform. Matter of fact, let's hop straight into that real quick, man.
Might as well.
Listen, Saros. I think this might be their second to last game. I think Housemarque gonna have one more shot at another game, and they're gonna be dissolved into other studios because they definitely could program. They definitely make good games.
I think what really pisses me off when publishers buy good studios like Housemarque or like what EA always buys. My point is, if you can't make the studio do a good job, you don't like how they do their projects, and it's not making you money, and they've failed multiple times. Mm-hmm. Sell the studio, sell it to someone else that sees the twinkle in their eye and says, I can make it work. I want them. I can give them the backing, and I know I can make it work. Because it's kind of like a football team. A coach can have like shitty players, but then they can go to a different team and start playing really goddamn good. So at the end of the day, it depends around your culture. Is it a studio problem, or is it just that they're being told what to make, or are they being limited? That's what we gotta ask.
Bro, remember, no. You gotta remember, these devs just don't make a game because they could make whatever they want. They are punching the clock.
I know, and that's terrible.
Right. But that's what it is. Unless you own your own studio, you just work there. But let's continue, man. Let's go. We're gonna go into this topic, man, real quick, and I want to show y'all something. PlayStation US Weekly player counts revealed. You got Fortnite, 14.6 million. Grand Theft Auto 5 is at 5.3 million. Minecraft, 4.97 million. This is weekly. Call of Duty, 4.95 million. Apex, 1.7, Marvel Rivals 1.8, Battlefield 6 1.5, and Arc Raiders at 972,000 weekly active players. Now, this is crazy that people are still, for Call of Duty to be dead, it is number 4 on PlayStation. 4.95 million. That is a lot of people.
Of 150 million PlayStation 4s and 5s. Yeah,
that is a lot. So this was not about really Call of Duty. This is about the support of the PlayStation community. There isn't no game up here from Sony. Microsoft got 2 games in your top 7.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Now this
Minecraft
is crazy.
And Call of Duty.
Now, this also goes for people on the internet who say Microsoft should be not putting their games on PlayStation. And I'm gonna tell you this, and I'm gonna repeat this, chat. Yo, nope, wrong one. Yo, B, I'm gonna need you to clean up in aisle 6. It's getting messy again. Somebody just keeps spilling the sour milk, baby. Damn. Now, this is becoming a trend with Microsoft. With Sony. They cannot get a first-party game. Yo, Helldivers is not even up there. Come on, man. Helldivers is not up there.
I haven't seen a game like theirs, like that, like how you're describing it, since PlayStation 3 era. That's when you could sit there and say, like, because they had Twisted Metal, they had SOCOM. I can go on and on. They had games that were on the top 5. Now now they don't even exist.
They don't even
Don't even
chart.
break in.
Yo, after the first 2 weeks of a game coming out made by the first party studio, that's it. It charts for that first 2-3 weeks, and the rest of the year the game is dead. The rest of the year the
At this
game
point,
is dead.
it charts for a week. Let's be 100% realistic. It charts for a week,
Saros
and then
didn't.
it's out.
Saros didn't chart.
Yeah, that's pretty bad.
Yeah, that was bad. But I'm just saying in general, they're not making games over there with no legs. There's no afterburners. There's nothing. It's
I don't think it's that. It's the fact of that community does not support those type of games. That's the thing is PlayStation has built its fandom on people who only want cinematic, like walking sims. I was like, whatever you want to call Last of Us or whatever, over the shoulder shooter or whatever. I was like, whatever it is, that is the only style of games they play. I was like, you're lucky that they even do that. That community even supports open world games to the extent that they do, because some of those games are, yes, open world, but most of them are open empty. I was like, because you have Days Gone, you have what else? Ghost of Tsushima. I was like, those games, as much open world and exploration as they are, even with Spider-Man and all that, they are still the same type of game in the same genre, all right, but they're just a little bit different. Housemarque is the first studio that they have making something so vastly different. It's the same way with Sucker Punch back in the day, because we had Infamous, and then of course we had the original when they were doing Sly Cooper. I was like, they were doing a 3D platformer style game.
Yeah.
But Sony has completely killed hey, we're going to have a variety of different games first party nowadays. No, everything was following the same cookie cutter routine and was making the same type of game with just a different coat of paint and maybe a different character with the same fucking name, and it was all coming out the same. No. And now they're wondering why, we just spent $300 million on this studio. They put out all of 2-3 games and they're like, we got to shut them down. They didn't make money. You haven't built your community to want those type of games.
Yep.
But
they're
okay,
tailored. It's kind of like people that buy like expensive cars, or they get used to buying certain stuff. It's like, and you know what? I get it. You know, some people like to expand and, you know, try new things. I get it, but there's a lot of people that get stuck in their ways. There's a lot of people that get stuck in their ways, and that's what Sony screwed up on.
Hold on. Let me get to this comment by my man, Lord Metro. He said, notice 3 of those games are free to play.
What's it? Marvel Rivals, Apex, and Fortnite?
Yep.
Oh, yeah. Damn, that's true. That's sad. That's sad, man.
Hey, look at that,
Shout
too.
to Metroid.
Arc Raiders, an extraction shooter, is doing better than their own first-person extraction shooter. Just let that sink in, too.
You want to know what I want to put to that test? Because you guys are talking about, like, you know, these games, like how they're not doing so well. Everybody always points the finger on Xbox's side and says, well, Halo's gone to shit. 343 has screwed up the studio. They screwed up the game franchise. They are trying to cater to the old guard of the Halo fans, and they also want to create their own Halo. But everybody keeps saying Bungie. But at the same time, you know what? Halo's not as dead as Concord or
First of all,
Marathon.
Halo's not dead.
Halo's still got players.
Yes,
Halo's still got players.
Millions of players. I don't know why people go on the internet
whether
and say
it's the
games.
Master Chief Collection or Halo Infinite.
Yo,
I was
listen.
like, here's the thing. I was like, what other company has their own competitive league for not 1, not 2, but 3 of their own first-party games?
Yeah.
They now have the Call of Duty League. They have the Gears League, and they have Halo.
Halo. Yep.
I don't know why people say that about Halo. I play Halo every week, and there's hundreds and hundreds of thousands of people playing Halo,
doing hardcore pro sports stuff. I was like, who did they get their start working for? Playing those games.
Listen.
That's what I'm saying, is that these people talk out of their ass and not even know what the hell they're talking about.
I'm just gonna say this. When people keep regurgitating nonsense, you can't really listen to them, because when the numbers come out, don't back up what they're saying. They're just saying things to get attention, and to keep a momentum rolling and some negative BS. But I'm just gonna say it for the record.
They want to become famous.
You didn't hear
That's the best way
Microsoft
to
talk
describe
about
it.
taking
I was like,
Halos
you're
off
not
the
gonna become
service.
famous. You're gonna become a doofus. That's what
Yeah,
you are.
it's crazy the stuff that people promote, but we're gonna keep it pushing. We're gonna keep it pushing, man.
Yeah.
We're gonna keep it pushing. Let's keep it pushing. Switch 2, man. Switch 2. The price hikes, they wildin'. They wildin'. Raising the old price, they wildin'. You don't even make that no more. Why you raising old stock? That's crazy. That's as bad as PlayStation. Hold on, TJ. That's as bad as PlayStation raising the prices on their refurbished systems. You already pay for those. But what's even worse with the Switch 2, which I own it, and I'm looking forward to stream Star Fox next month. Yes, sir. The game sales have not added up for the Switch 2. They're struggling selling games. Now, Star Fox is, I think, a Switch 2 only game. It's been long awaited. I'm a Star Fox fan. I'm an old head. I believe in Star Fox, but this is a return back to the Wii U. Damn near. If the game starts struggling, now I know the Switch 2 is nowhere near gonna be dead, but John TJ, Mr. TJ, how do you think they could get the sales for their games to return back to the glory? Because right now they're struggling. What do you think?
Well, if they wanted to sell me on a Nintendo Switch 2, you need to start bundling with games, and you need to drop it like during Christmas or during. You know what would be even cooler? You know what would really blow people's minds, regardless if you're in Japan or United States or wherever you're living, it doesn't matter. Drop the price during freaking summertime, and all the family members are going to be like, "Oh shit, I can get this for my kid." You're telling me, wait, it's $80 off, and it comes with 2 games.
Yeah.
Oh hell yeah, they would. Okay, so it would hurt them, and it would take them forever to get the revenue, but in the long run, they'd make so much more money. Like okay, because they raise the price, right? Drop it $10 lower than what the original price was, so it seems even like a better deal. So now is it only not just going back to the original price? It's $10 cheaper than the original price, and you're bundling it with 2 games. And you do it during summertime when kids are all at home playing video games, or they're camping and they got their phones, or they look at the video and they say, "Oh wait, Nintendo dropped the price. Hey mom, dad, can I get the Nintendo Switch 2? It comes with 2 games, and it's cheaper." The parents are like, "Okay, yeah," because then you don't have to bug us. So yeah, I think they need to do something, because I know they're taking advantage of the RAM prices, and I know they're trying to take advantage of all the political bullshit. That's why they're doing this.
Okay.
Because otherwise,
okay.
why do it? Otherwise, why do it?
Hold on. Let me run these numbers by people in the chat who just saying they doing
Go
good,
ahead.
right? Okay. Mario Kart World. It's all about
Yeah.
this. Almost 1-for-1 with the system, because I bought that same system with the pack-in. 14.7 million, right? Donkey Kong Bonanza, 4.52 million. Pokemon, Pukopia, 4 million.
Pokopia.
Whatever. You the expert with that.
That's why I said it for you.
Yeah, thank you. I appreciate you. And Kobe Air Riders, 1.87 million. What are we talking about here? Those are all first-party games.
Yeah.
All of them.
And you know what's bad about that? Here's the thing. The thing that's bad about that is that for Nintendo, historically has always had, for every
I'm gonna pull that up
game,
so y'all can see it,
at least a minimum of 50% attach rate.
Damn right.
Because Nintendo fans are buying a Nintendo console for Nintendo games.
Which
You're
I
not
do.
gonna be like, man, I want this Switch 2 so I can play Doom. No, you're like, I want this Switch so I can play Animal Crossing, so I can play Zelda, so I can play Metroid. I was like, every time, statistically and historically, it has at least had a 50% attach rate. The fact that even their biggest title for the Switch 2 with Donkey Kong Bonanza hasn't even hit 50% is telling.
It's for the exclusives. That's what the 50% people that get the attach rate, they go for the exclusives. They don't go for the third party. If they went for the third party, then they would be selling more Switches.
So
And
listen.
that's what I'm saying is that if they have 15 million Switch 2s out there, right? I was like, the fact that Mario Kart World has about that much is because of the fact that it's a pack-in. It makes sense that those numbers line together.
Now
But Donkey Kong not having that 50% is telling. And it doesn't help with the fact that they're just like, hey, we went from $70 games, we're going to do $80 games now, and you guys are going to like it. No one's going to like it. No one's going to buy the Switch tax and accept the fact that y'all are saying, oh, we have new game cartridges. It costs more. That's why we have to charge more for it. Bullshit.
The Switch 2 is no longer the cheapest console. It's the S.
I was like, the Switch 2 is now the Switch 2 cost is now on par with a standard, or what some people would say is a high-end gaming console with the PS5 and the Series X.
Facts.
My question to Nintendo is what I would love to ask the CEO of Nintendo, and I'll just say this real quick, just a one-liner. What am I getting out of $80 games? If you're raising it $10 more, are you putting in more graphics? Are you making the resolution better? Are you putting in more gameplay? Because if you're not, TJ, then drop the damn price.
Well, hold on, TJ. See, that was also, this is shout out to the content creators for changing the narrative. Nintendo did not say all their games are going to be $80. They did not say that. Because Donkey Kong came out after, and it was regular price. That was a lie. That was a story-driven lie on Twitter and social media by content creators, places like IGN, GameSpot, and Kotaku. Nintendo never said that. Bloody will tell you, and you listen to the show, I kept saying, Nintendo did not say that. That is y'all saying that. When the next couple games they was not $80. They had one game for $80. People spend $150 every year on Madden, on 2K. They spend another $125 to $30 on Call of Duty every single year. Nobody says nothing. Nothing. You act like they shocked. Nintendo back in the days had a Zelda game that was $90. 90. I was there. I was there for that.
And you also got to think $90 in 1990 is like way more than it is.
Yeah,
now.
It's facts. Like 190.
Yeah.
Okay, it's like 190. But this is what this is why. Like I pulled up the facts. I see some people rebuttal in the chat. So now you're gonna see it for yourself. These are facts. This is not good game sales for Nintendo. It's not. Since when?
What are people saying in the chat?
No, somebody has said like, "Oh no, they're doing better 10%." I think it was Too Loud Tech, but I was like, you know what? Let me just show them what their games are doing.
Hey, sorry, bro. Listen, I know you have different opinions in the chat, but stats don't lie, man.
That's why I said let me put it up.
I was like, let me put it up. People give way too much credit and way too much leniency when it comes to Nintendo. Nintendo gets away with so much that any other studio or any other publisher that tries to do it would not even get a even 10th of the amount of slack that they do. They need to be held to the same that everyone else is, if not more so, because everyone takes it so lax with them.
Well, listen,
there is no reason that they should be able to do the things that they do at times.
Oh,
hell, we talk about the fact that this studio stands by the fact that none of their first party games ever go on sale.
Facts.
I was like, the fact is that even recently, even though he no longer works for them, I was like, I still got love for you, but God, I was like, Reggie, why do you keep defending that shenanigans?
Yo, no tech. I agree with you, but they don't make money with the consoles. They make money with the software. That's more important. And Nintendo, is pockets are deep because they sell millions of games. Millions of games. This is not a good look.
They pump them
Listen,
out. They
I,
just
I
pump them
got,
out
I
and
got,
just be
I
like,
got, I
make
got,
me a game every 2 years.
I got the Switch too, bro. I didn't buy it because it was some high-end tech device. I bought it because it's gonna play the original games like I want them to, in the fidelity I want, and the system finally got a real voice chat system. So that BS, hook up your phone and talk next to your neighbor. That's why I got it. I did not get it for anything Switch 2 related. Anything. And I'm happy. Now they got their version of 360, like PS4 was PlayStation's 360. You finally got voice chat across everything. You finally could talk across different games. You finally could do 16 people in the chat. That was all 360's doing. And the Switch has finally made their 360. Thank you. Finally. Because I hate playing Splatoon. And you got to throw up like gang signs to get people to understand what you're talking about in the game because you can't talk.
Yeah. And then your teammates don't help you, and then they play like crap.
Come on. They finally, but then, listen, man, Star Fox is going to be a hit for me. I'm super deluxe excited. I think that's cool with the camera. I think that's cool with the camera when it's going to show your face in the character's face and show your expressions. I like that. I think that's fire. But let's keep.
Cool.
But this is their 360.
Like,
finally got real voice chat.
Here's something flashy and shiny to ignore everything that we're doing over here. Just look at this pretty thing. No. I was like, they still got to get called out for when they make bad decisions, and these are some bad decisions.
Yo, listen, we have a call in. We have a call in line that comes directly to my roadcaster. You are welcome to call in during the show right now, hot topic, and get involved. Easy work. I'm gonna say the code out loud, man. First of all, bloody type in the chat. Callme.road.com. Callme.road.com.
I got the number right here that they can call into.
No, you can't. It changes.
Is it? Because I got the calling number that you gave me.
Directly. No, it changes. Hold on. Why it's not popping up? Hold on. Give me a second, people. Trying to get my man in the game in here. Call me. Oh. This damn thing ain't connected to the internet. Why not? It's supposed to be connected. No, all right. I'm going to set it up, and we're going to try to get you here later. I don't know why this damn thing ain't connected to my Wi-Fi, but I have to set up it's not connected. That's rare. Anyway, Too Loud, you let me know if you want to come on, and I'll get this thing set up with the Wi-Fi. And I don't know why this damn thing not connected to the internet. I don't never disconnect it. Let me see. Network, there you go. So listen, you could always, I'm going to say the code. Yeah, I know what it is. I know exactly what it is. I changed the password on my Wi-Fi when I rebooted it.
Way to go.
No, but I had to. I had to reboot it.
Well, man.
Enable Wi-Fi. See, yep, it's popping up. I gotta
No, but it's crazy.
Anyway.
Nintendo sits there and they leave their games at like full price. That's like ridiculous. It'd be like going to a dealership and the car's got 100,000 miles and the guy says, yeah, it's still 40,000. It's like, what the hell are you smoking? No. It's going to be more like 10 grand because it's got 100,000 miles on it.
Okay, now it's searching. We're gonna get you in here. If you want to get in here, I'm gonna drop the code. I'm gonna drop the code that you dial in, and you will be able to be on the show ASAP. But Bloody man, talk to me. What do you think they could do to get that those sales back up, man? Because they looking kind of suspect right now.
I was like, the biggest thing is that they shouldn't have done this damn increase because, like I said, I was like, the price that they're putting now is comparable to high-end gaming consoles. I was like, the fact is that $450 was already a lot as it was, but because you got to think that when the Switch came out, it was what, $350? I was like, something like that. I was like, when the original Switch came out, everyone was clamoring all over that because it was almost $200 cheaper than every other console, right? So the thing is that yes, are the sales going to slowly get? We're going to see the numbers increase. Sure, it may be slowly outpacing, but it's not at the sales that we would have expected for a Nintendo product, right? I was like, and the fact is that when you increase the price, especially in an economic climate like we are currently standing at, where inflation is causing prices of goods to go up, especially luxury items like electronics, that's not going to support your sales numbers over time. It may take a couple years, but it is not going to hit the numbers that you're going to do because right now we have that's a whole political thing that I can go into, especially because of the fact that I'm heavily involved in all that. The thing is that with everything going on, the variables and the entire market is not at a point where, hey, we could support $50 increasing this price and we're still going to hit the same type of sales. If you're not hitting that $50 cheaper, you're not going to hit it $50 more, especially when things are harder and harder to import right now. Because remember, these consoles are not made within the US.
Yep.
They are made outside of the country with certain parts that are then built in and then finalized in the States. Those imports right now, we are seeing high prices on all those. And like we know, no company is going to be like, oh yeah, we had to pay an extra $7 per unit, equaling up to, an extra $200,000 across, 500,000 units or whatever. They're not going to eat that cost. No, they're not generous. They're like, hey man, this hurts our bottom line. Jack up the prices so that way we can offset this cost.
All right, before we put this code out, excuse me, let me get to the super chat for my man, Lloyd Metroid with the $2 holla. You already know what to do. Shout out to you, brother. That's my guy right there. He's also a Returnal fan. He said games are way cheaper now considering inflation. That might be true. That might be true.
I mean, yes and no. Like, it depends on the game and it depends on the company.
Yo, listen, let me get this code in the chat, man. Callme.road.com. Did you put that in there? Bloody? In the chat?
Yeah, right here.
Callme.road, RODE.com. And the password to call directly into the show is all capitals FNR5PZ. FNR. Type that in for them. FNR5PZ. And if you want to be part of this Nintendo conversation, get involved. Because see, you say you can't wait to get on the show. Here's your opportunity. Let's get it.
Yeah,
of
plus,
course.
I want some other people's takes on it.
No company is gonna eat the cost for RAM right now.
No,
and all of
nobody.
This also stems into the fact of, again, this all ties into back to Crucial blacking out of the consumer market and going all in on AI, which is another entire market and another entire industry that is absolute bullshit. I was like, I know because I work in tech. I'm an electrician. I've built these plants. I know what it does. It's all bullshit. Even when you have a company,
totally agree.
Even when you have a company like we just talked about, especially me and you, Lemon, a month ago, on whoever was trying to step into the market, but they're just gonna go along with what everyone else is doing, same price. It was cheaper or anything else. No,
I'm gonna tell you who exactly it was. It was SanDisk. When I had a conversation with the dude at PAX, the company, we sat down and we was talking about a sponsorship and this, that, and the third. So when I'm talking to the guy, I'm like, all right, so are y'all trying to come in the market and undercut to get your feet wet? Because they're known for SD cards for cameras. That's what they're really known for, right? So he said, no, we're going to enter the market at the same price. I'm like, so why would anybody pick SanDisk over Western Digital, over Crucial? Because they're making also PC RAM. Why would they take the names that they've been?
No
hold on.
But yes,
but listen,
I was like over.
But let me finish, bloody. So why would anybody pick the names that they're used to having? I had this conversation with my Handhelds United brothers. One of them is in the chat now, and I said, when you're used to something, like I'm not an AMD CPU dude. Just not. but they talked to me the other night. You know, I got an i9, but I'm so used to being an Intel guy. On PC, people are used to their hardware. What for SanDisk is gonna stand out? What? Because you're SanDisk? Yeah, I'll buy you for my drones. I'll buy you for my action cams. You know what I'm saying?
I'll buy your USBs, but that's about it.
Right. I'm not gonna say, you know what? I want that new SanDisk RAM,
But
64 gigabytes.
Here's the thing: SanDisk can be reliable all they want, but if you're entering a market that's already got strong headers who've already been making a product and they have a set price, and you're fresh into the industry and you're coming to that same price, you're not doing anything that isn't already being done. Because Western Digital is still reliable.
Yep.
I was like, Seagate is still reliable.
Yep.
I was like, everyone else that has been in that niche and has a long-standing history in that niche are still reliable. I was like, just because you're reliable making one product doesn't mean you're going to be reliable making another product, especially if you're just coming into it for the first time and then just matching prices. When you first break out, you have to do something that's going to make people drive to your product.
No, Too Loud Tech. That is an entry level system to next gen gaming. That is exactly what Xbox labeled it.
What was he asking?
Series S. Was it you consider that a higher console? Anybody can.
No.
I know what it is.
No.
I know what it is better than. It's better than the PS4 and the Xbox One.
Yep.
If anybody held back the generation in Call of Duty, it would be last gen. It runs circles around last gen. It does.
Yep.
Those are facts. But listen, man, we got to keep it pushing, man. I give you an opportunity to come on the show and pop that Nintendo stuff, and you still ain't here. You said you couldn't wait to get here. Don't be pump faking around here. Don't be Steph Curry and me, because we get it in with the community. Listen. So now listen, man. I want to talk about something that's a little different, right? Now, this is a super deluxe rumor, and any company that pulls this off would be absolutely stoked for being the first company to do this. Microsoft, and this is a rumor, please do not change this as facts. Yeah, speaking of Xbox sales, yeah, we know what that is. We've seen them numbers. But you know what? That was more of an implosion of the company and also the fraudery of the public. Because a lot of people talk and they don't speak with their wallets. They just be talking. A lot of people, you want them, I'm going to say this. If you want Xbox to go back to exclusives, you better go back to buying stuff. That's all I'm going to say. Don't ask for exclusives and then you ain't buying shit and then say, why you putting it on PlayStation? Why you think? Mm-hmm. Why you think? They really started because you stopped buying the games like you're supposed to. And then you start crying. You don't want to buy them, but you don't want them nowhere else. That's crazy. That's crazy. I always say that. I always say that to people. Stop crying about something you ain't doing nothing about. Yeah. So now, this is what's crazy. It's a rumor that Microsoft is looking into doing a program to take your physical games to make them all digital. Now, this would not be an impossible feat. It's real simple to do because technically, when you pop in the disc, it downloads the game from the internet anyway. They no longer really come on a disc. And so they want to include they want to have a digital license from your disc. It proves you own the game. But you know why? There's a problem with that. And I'm gonna get to that after. But TJ, man, how would you feel if you could turn your whole disc into a digital library?
Oh, I would freaking love it because I got like a whole case that's about that thick. And it's about, I can flip it open and have like, I think there's like 200 like CDs, like game CDs in there. Just for Xbox alone. That's not including PC or PlayStation 1 or even anything else. That's just Xbox. But a lot of these are not backwards compatible. That's the other thing you need to bring up, Lemon.
Well,
some of these games are not backwards compatible. They're going to run into a problem right there. That's a huge problem. People are going to take it. Listen, I'm going to tell you this real quick.
But hold on. Let me ask you a question. Okay. I want you to stop right there because you wanted something. But let me ask you this.
Yeah, go ahead.
The only dish you would be able to pop in a system, it would have to be only backwards compatible games or current games. They're not gonna open that up to everything because that's first of all, it's a licensing problem.
Yeah,
Everything,
I know.
it's not a Microsoft problem.
It'd be a
That's
nightmare.
right. It's a licensing problem. But whatever, it's like, listen, I spent $170 for one game this week.
Yeah.
50-cent blood on the sand.
Ooh.
That's an Activision game. You know that, right?
I don't care what it is. It's going to be actively in my system when it gets here Tuesday. I don't care what it is. I don't care. But yo, listen. But anybody in the chat who wanted to chime in on any topic that you want to, man, feel free. Feel free to come in and talk. I put the information in, or Bloody put the information in, and you're always welcome here. The community is definitely open. You got 3 hot minutes to get your bars off. Then you got to get up out of here. But yeah,
hey, Lemon.
Here goes somebody. Hold on. Here we go. Let's see if he got everything working. What's good with you? What's good, Bo? What's good? You got us. We don't hear you. We don't hear you.
If you're using your phone, make sure the mic's actually turned on.
My boy Yobi is connecting. Hold on. Yobi's calling in.
Ooh, I like Yobi.
He's connecting. Hold on.
Yobi's the boy.
Yobi, you there? Yobi, call back in. Because Yobi has called in before. It was 2 calls coming in at one time. So we're gonna keep it pushing, man.
Yeah.
Hold on,
there you
Lemon.
go. There you go. Yes,
no,
yes, we
here.
hear you. Go ahead, bro. What you wanted to chime in and talk about? Oh, he went back out. He's on his cell phone. He's on his cell phone. Okay.
Look, here's the thing. I know we all want all these games to be backwards compatible with no licensing issues.
Right.
The thing about it is that there's just a whole slew of things, which is why when games were made physically, they last. There's no issues with that. It's why that's the only thing about digital sales that make it hard, as well as when games are no longer in print production. It's an unfortunate thing, but that's also why people support emulation and everything else. It's work around here with everything. There has to be some sort of middle ground to where they're able to work with these licensing issues. The only thing about that is there are certain licensing with certain companies for certain, whether that's song issues or assets or things like that. And some of those companies are no longer around. And then that just runs into even more legal litigation and where payments have to go and who they have to go through and who has proper ownership and who has this. That's why any industry that gets affected when things are currently no longer being actively renewed or carried or anything fall into such gray area. It makes it so hard. I've talked about this at length for anyone who's been following me for the better part of almost 10 years about why I support piracy in the anime industry, because there's shows and movies that have been around for 40 plus years that are no longer being carried by any active streaming service or any sort of company, because when their original licensing rights ran out, no one picked them up, and guess what? Now they're sitting with countries or companies that are now defunct, so no one has proper ownership over those, so nothing can be done. I was like, that's why I supported that, because of the fact that it is a proper way to do preservation. However, there has to be a way to still support legally and all sort of official releases while still being able to maintain stuff that's no longer being actively supported. It's a very hard and very tight line to walk.
Hold on. Let's uncomplicate this. Let's uncomplicate it, because that's too much.
Lemon.
Hold on, TJ. Hold on.
It's a sheer fact.
No, listen.
Can I say the rest of what I was going to say real quick?
Yes, but let me just say this. How about you just use what we already got backwards compatible and move forward? That's it.
Yeah.
No, that's what I'm saying is that, but
go ahead.
There's more games that
go.
want to be made backwards compatible.
But they're not doing that. They're not doing that. They said they're not doing it, so keep saying it is not going to make them do it. They're not doing it. The answer is no.
Needs to work with the company when they already made an update.
You see, you still want what you want. You still listen. They're not doing it. They're moving forward. They first of all, they stopped the backwards compatibility program and said they wasn't doing no more games.
But now they're bringing it back.
They're bringing it back for the next gen system, for things to work today for tomorrow. not things of yesteryear for tomorrow. They
Well, they
said
are
it,
offering people's opinions on games. They actually are.
but
Which
that doesn't mean they're
trust
gonna
me,
reopen
I
it
believe you,
for
Lemon. I
Xbox.
believe you.
But they said it. It's not believing me. They came out
Yeah.
and said it. So Bloody say 100 times, but they should do this. They're not doing it. They're not. They said no.
I know they're not. I'm saying, as a fan, I have the right to say what I want them to do or what I would like them to do. Doesn't mean they're going to do it,
True.
but I can still
True.
ask for it.
True indeed.
You and Lemon are both right. You're not. Both of you are not wrong. The problem is they don't give a shit about me, you, or Lemon. They really don't.
Nah.
Realistically, they're a $3 trillion company, bro. At the end of the day, we would have to have our own $3 trillion. Then we could talk. But the problem is, at the end of the day, we're just bugs to them because.
But this is.
I mean, I'm not trying to sound mean, but we are.
But listen,
Oh, no, without
in
a doubt.
comparison.
this is what we do as gamers.
So.
They give you something and we complain what we don't have.
Yeah.
Come on, man. What are we
We're-
doing
we're-
here?
we're-
Yo,
we're-
Bold,
we're-
try to
we're
call
just
in again.
consumers.
Bold,
Bold,
That's
try to
the
call
thing
back
at the
in.
end of the day.
Try it again.
I don't even want to show what my digital library is worth because it is ungodly. Not let alone my physical collection.
No, I'm not talking
You
about you
already know I
personally.
tripled it
But
on
no.
the game.
I'm not talking
I
about.
buy.
I'm not talking about you. I'm talking about the community. Because dudes,
Yeah.
it's like today I saw somebody say once again about Forza Horizon 6, all the great things. Oh, you know what? I don't like the customization of the characters. It's garbage. Take the game back.
Keep it, get down.
I'm like, what? You bought a racing game
You know
to
what?
worry about what your
Just be
character look
grateful
like?
there's still games being made. What if all these gaming
Yo,
companies just decided one day to
Yo,
leave?
listen,
I don't want to hear you bitching and moaning. Sorry.
Yo, and that's what I'm saying about my point. Like they've given us something on a console that we've never had this type of ecosystem towards every platform that they had. And dudes
Yep.
still find something to complain about. It's like, bitch, baby, stand down.
I mean, we could go back to PC where there's
Listen.
no consoles. If you're gonna cry and whine and then act like
please.
like,
that's all I'm
so.
saying. But
Hey,
Bold,
listen,
try to
I'm
call
already
back
at the
in.
point where I'm gonna get a. I don't care. I was like, I'll get a 360.
I'm getting the next.
And
I'm getting the next Xbox.
and I'm a
I'm
jailbreak
getting
this
it.
shit.
Try to call
Yeah,
yo
I know,
Yobi
right?
or Bold. Try to call back in.
Yeah.
Oh, hold on. There go Bold. Hold on. Let me
Ooh,
see.
yeah, get Yobi in here.
No, it's Bold.
Oh, okay.
Let me see. You got to talk.
Look.
Hold on. Let him talk. Hold on.
I'm stopping.
Nope, we don't hear you. We don't hear you, Bold. Nothing's coming through. We heard Yobi, but Yobi left. He left so damn quick.
Yep, sounds about right.
Nah. Can you, first of all, type in the chat if you hear us, but it's damn sure not. I don't know why we can't hear you. Do I got the right thing up? Yeah, I do. This is the call.
So I'll make it 10 seconds. I'll make it real fast. So
Yeah,
what I
bro.
was trying to say was, you know how you were saying, well, if they make your physical games digital, I could see people sitting there saying, well, how come my game doesn't can't be made into digital and I can play it? Oh, and then GameStop or whoever does it, whoever the company licensed it through to do that, they sit there and they say, oh well, sorry, that's not backwards compatible on that system. And then the person sits there and gets pissed and goes on Twitter and cries about it and says, well, this is fake, this is BS, because they're saying they're going to make your physical games digital, but I can't make this game digital or I can't play it on my newer systems. I can see people just stupid people just coming up with that argument already. I could just see it.
Testing.
Oh, there you go. Bold. Shout out to Bold. Welcome to the show.
There we go.
You got to turn our background.
Is it coming through?
Yes.
Yeah, you sound good.
You sound fine.
Yeah. I just wanted to say, you know what I mean? I agree with what Bloody's saying. Like that's really pro gamer. You know what I mean? And while they haven't exactly hinted at being able to like digitize like your physical library, like as much as like Xbox Play Anywhere and these other things, they are showing the initiative to give back more to gaming than these other platforms are doing. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Yeah, like that. That's my position on it, and I don't necessarily think if they do follow through with that they need to make the the disc that you're physically digitizing, like just a piece of plastic. Like, yeah, I mean, just let gamers go around trading and digitizing games, and that's good for gaming preservation. You know what I mean? People are talking about like this crash is coming and all this other shit. That'll give it like a whole new market to get
Yep.
into and fuck around with. You know what I mean?
That I agree with.
I agree with that. I was like, you know what? That always makes me think of like how old PC games used to work, right? You had the physical disc, but you also had an activation key that basically allowed you to use it anywhere and everywhere. Why can't we do something like that? Just now being able to like,
Yeah,
hey,
Metroid, I
you can
peeped that. I
install it on the
did.
disc,
I
but
did.
you get the digital license as well.
I did turn him down.
Right.
Thank you
Yeah.
for that, Metroid. I peeped that. He was redding out on my end. I'm like, whoa, hey, he's coming in hot. But thanks, Bo, for coming through, man. I appreciate you, my guy.
Appreciate you, brother.
It was
Yeah.
nice meeting you,
Shout
boy.
out Dragon,
So
Bloody,
now,
all y'all.
I don't know.
Bless, brother, bless.
Is he still talking?
Thanks.
Oh no, that's y'all talking. So now, let's keep it pushing, man, to the next topic. Let me tell you what the
Hang on, real quick. I just want to answer this to Metroid. No, we're not saying a digital only console. We're saying that to have the ability to be able to have it physical and digital. I was like,
Your library.
Yeah, I was like, if they digitize the library, you could still have it physical, but a way to be able to also have a digital key for that game, so you can play it digitally elsewhere. I was like, that's what we're saying.
I think someone should do that. If it's not Microsoft, it has to be someone, and it has to be someone that's not going to get greedy with it, and they're going to go through the proper channels, and not create illegal proceedings.
Yeah. Because I mean, you already think that with whatever Microsoft is currently doing now with their partners and everything else to support the Xbox Play Anywhere program, you're already basically getting multiple licenses for a single purchase to use on two different platforms between a console and PC. Yes, we understand that we've talked in the past that due to the x86 architecture and the way that it was being made, so that way the PC version is no different than the console version, so that way they should be able to be, hey, you can pick up anywhere and just have cross compatibility with your online saves thanks to them supporting cloud data. I was like, that makes sense. Now we're adding an extra aspect to that, which already kind of exists. It's just another way to add on to it by the fact of saying, hey, now you're also supporting those who want to buy physical. Because how many of us as Xbox fans have really been upset with them recently in the past like 5-6 years that they haven't been supporting physical releases as much anymore? I was like, we have to go through third parties like Limited Run Games, who I have a horrible experience with, or companies like I Am 8-Bit or Pix and Love, or any other company out there like Fangamer, right? Who are making making physical games for some of these projects, especially a lot of first party titles directly from Microsoft, right?
But I'm gonna say this: there's a problem with this program. We all looking at how they can improve, how it could work. This would be beneficial to us. If you take your, first of all, I'm a digital only dude now because I game share. Period. We've been digital for a long time. Shout out to Steam.
Yup.
Okay, so I don't care with all this hardcore. I buy Blu-ray movies. Most of y'all stream them. Bloody seen my collection. 2500D.
Yep.
2500 hard copy movies from DVD to Blu-ray to 4K Blu-rays. 2500. I'm not telling nobody to do that. I'm not trying to say that's what you're supposed to do, but that's what I'm into. I'm into the highest fidelity of watching my movies. But I'm gonna say this: there's a problem with this program that nobody in this chat has said one thing about. Nobody on this panel has said one thing. And this is why this is gonna be next to impossible to complete. Next to impossible to do. Because what's gonna stop me for taking my game and giving it to Bloody?
But that's literally what I mentioned earlier. Remember, old PC games, when you would activate them, had a activation key. That activation key can act as your proof of purchase to have a digital license for that game.
Right, but these games don't have that. They talking about your current library. They talking about your current library don't have that. You just got a disc.
No, I
So you can't
understand
bring
where it's coming from right now, but I'm saying that
PC.
that's
You
something
right,
that they could potentially do.
but they
That's what I'm saying,
can't
is
do that with
that is
stuff.
a way to go
No,
about that.
they can't do it with stuff you got now. That's the problem.
With your current library, it's going to be hard. Yes,
You
I agree
can't
with
do it. There's nothing. What's stopping
Yeah.
me from passing around 2K to everybody in my hood? There you go. That's the problem. We're not talking about PC. That was a different ballgame back then. Now they
Yeah.
all digital. You don't even have an option to do that anymore. What you're talking
Nope.
about. But I'm
You
telling
can
you.
only game share with one person at a time.
Yup.
So,
Now you could game share with on Steam, right? But
yeah.
Still with only,
But you can't.
if they
no,
do
on
this,
Steam,
this is why I don't think
you
this
can
is gonna
game
happen.
share, but the thing is, y'all can't play it at the same time.
No, you can't play it at the same time. That's facts. But this is what I'm
That's
saying.
what I was gonna say.
No matter how good this sounds, I don't think I think this rumor is going to the dog shit. It's going to dog shit. Because of what I said. They cannot, you imagine somebody just say, you know what? I'm gonna pass around GTA 5. Everybody got that disc.
I was like, they already do that. I was
Right,
like, you know
right.
how much you can get GTA 5
Right.
for like $2
I
on
mean,
sale,
but
bro?
you know, let me. Oh, I bought Battlefield 6 digital physical copy. I'm gonna give it to everybody in my hood so we can play together. This shit ain't gonna
That'd
work.
be nice in a perfect world.
Yeah, in the perfect world of the developers going broke, one person go to GameStop, buy a physical copy, right? Or buy from Amazon, buy a physical copy and give it to the whole hood. One copy of Madden goes to 20 homes. Are you crazy?
Yeah.
Are you crazy?
I was like, it's gonna be very hard, especially
Yo,
because
Bo,
of the
those are
current
facts.
used games market and everything else. I was like, it
And
makes
see,
it almost
and you
next
see,
to
I held
impossible.
on to that. I let everybody rock out. You came on here and rocked out. You were supporting Bloody. You can't support the devs doing that. You cannot support and that's not piracy. That's not piracy. You have the original version of the game. That ain't piracy. That's lending it to my brother.
You bought it. You bought it. You paid for it.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. Come on. You know that ain't gonna fly. That ain't gonna fly, bro. This rumor is
listen,
dead.
I said that there's certain parts of piracy that I support, but I also said that it's because of the fact that there's stuff that is no longer being actively supported or maintained. Yep. That's why. But I still said to support the official releases or anyway, especially in those aspects of merchandising. I was like, you have to put back into it to keep some aspect. I was like, it comes down to preservation, because why should a series that is, while no longer being actively made, that was 50 years old, is just lost because everyone's just like, and we don't care to renew the licensing, and now the licensing falls back to a company in a country that's now defunct, so no one has any active pull to it, and no one cares to do anything. So whatever that it was is just lost. That's why I said I support that for preservation reasons.
I agree with you, but they want to make money.
It's just yeah. That's what I was gonna say. Lemon, you hit it right on the damn head.
They ain't gonna make jack shit when everybody's sharing one game. Nah.
Hey Lemon, you get a game. Hey Bloody, you get a game.
Right. We gonna have an ill library.
You get a game. You get a game.
Right. Yeah, let me get to this super chat.
There's a lot. That one's gonna be. I'm with you on the fact of that. It's going to be absolutely impossible.
Yeah, they're not doing that.
Your current library.
Listen.
The fact that,
right, it's your current library.
There's a built-in license key.
Nope, it's not
on the disc itself. Because remember, it has to basically read the disc itself.
Only thing it reads is DRM.
Unless it basically says, "Hey, this is the first device that has used this disc. We're going to read this license as, hey, we're going to attribute it to this account." Yes, they can use that game if they have the disc, but not digitally, because now that digital key has been assigned to you. That's the only way to do it, but that's only if currently, which I don't believe that there is that there is a actual license key within the disc itself.
There isn't. And let me show you when Microsoft tried that shit 2013. Remember this? This is how you share games on PlayStation. They was gonna do that dumb shit, and you see what happened, right? Remember that? That's why Sony did that stupid little cell phone video to show you we ain't doing that shit. Okay, that burned Xbox One. They're not doing that. That's what I'm saying. No matter what we talk about, they're not doing that. But listen, let me get to this super chat real quick. My man, Lord Metroid, with another $2 holler. He get that $2 holler on the screen. They want us to buy the game again. Real facts. They do. And I wonder, where's Sir at? He said something. Hold on. He said they can somehow tie it to the console. Not your current, not your current disc. Maybe something like Bloody said they make in the future, right? But not your current disc. No, sir. No, sir, because all it has on there is a DRM check. Is this official? And it's on the disc. There is no key on there to once you download it, it locks it to that system. There's none of that. That was PC back in the days where you had and the key wasn't even on the disc. It was on a goddamn card. It never was on the disc. But see, that's another can of worms, man. But we got to keep it pushing, man. Now let's get into the nitty gritty. Let's get it. First of all, this ain't the nitty gritty. How y'all feeling? This is a real short one. How y'all feeling about that Gamepass Starter Kit Edition? Any one of y'all?
Remind me what's in it again?
50 games, limited cloud play, online play. It's a starter edition.
How much is it?
No price yet. No price.
Oh, well, I'm going to tell you right now, if it's not $12 or cheaper, then it's not worth it.
Yes, sir. I know. That's why we had these conversations, sir. I appreciate you. But, yeah, there was that's
because
crazy.
Game Pass Ultimate was, or Game Pass Ultimate was $15 at one point.
Yeah.
So to have all that plus more and first party and EA Play all wrapped in one, sorry, but no. It's got to be under $12.
Yeah,
Otherwise, people are going to look to the past and say, no, that's BS. Sorry.
What do you think, Bloody Man? Starter edition. Now, I'm not. First of all, we're upper echelon dudes, but
keep making these multiple tiers and so
okay,
essential, ultimate,
because
kind of,
listen,
I don't give a what about it.
The community, bro. Everybody don't want to spend that type of money, even though they about Netflix, Hulu, Disney.
I was like, that's the problem, that they keep making multiple SKUs.
Just let's customize it.
I was like, the thing is that either you're gonna have one set version, you're gonna have a version that says, hey, here's everything and here's the basics, or it's like hey, here it is, you can choose what you want, and then that's it.
That's what I want. That's what they need to do.
I was like, this starter pack, cool, great. It's for people who aren't into the service yet.
Right.
It's not going to do anything else for anyone brand new. I know that they're still trying to get, Game Pass is the way that they're trying to get more players because of the mobile market, the PC market. That's why we saw the push in Southeast Asia, and we saw it in Korea, we saw it in Japan, we saw it now going global in India. We see everything using the X Cloud and all this. Great, I love it. Cool. I was like, but the thing is that why do y'all keep adding more and more tiers or versions when y'all add one, y'all take one away, y'all take
but hold
this,
on,
y'all do this, y'all do that.
But hold on.
No, either
you just answered it though.
Or stop.
You just answered it.
The ability to just add whatever services or options or features that I want.
They have that coming too.
That I want.
They have that coming too. So you wasn't here for that show. They have that coming too.
But that's what I'm saying, is that they need to just stop making 3, 4, 5 different versions of it. I was like, we said the same thing and complained about the same thing to fucking PlayStation with PlayStation Plus, because they had the basic, essentials, whatever else, premium and stuff like that. And it's just like some of them have so very few differences, but have such a massive cost shift that it's stupid. I was like, stop making more and more tiers. I was like, that's like Disney Plus is doing that, Hulu's doing that, HBO, all these other services are doing that same thing. It's like, here's the ad-free version. Here's the ad-free version with all of our exclusive content. Here's the ad-free version with this, that, and this other shit added. But here's the low-cost version that has ads, but only for these specific channels. No, stop.
But you know why they're doing it, right? Because people are complaining.
I was like, and they're going to get more complaints because they keep adding to it.
Maybe not. They trying to give an entry-level person, somebody who's not vested, an opportunity to get in and pay what they can afford.
But then
Hold
that-
on,
but
hold
that's
on,
why
hold
they
on.
should just
Too
keep-
loud,
I
Too
was like,
Loud
that's why
Tech
they
made a
should have
comment.
just either
He said
play
that Game Pass
the
version.
Game Pass
Hold on,
Ultimate
hold on, bloody. The Game Pass version is free if you have Discord Nitro, and Discord Nitro is like $10 a month. See?
I was like, that's just PC Game Pass. That's all it is. I was like, they're just getting PC Game Pass.
But this is for console.
This starter pack, but you mentioned the Discord Nitro. I was like,
The Discord Nitro, no,
the Game Pass that they're getting
Discord,
is PC Game Pass.
No, but the Discord Nitro is on Xbox also. Just telling you.
Yes, but the Game Pass that they are getting is specifically mentioned as PC. I read the announcement. Because Discord is still primarily a PC-centric focus. That's what I'm saying is they have PC Game Pass, they have Game Pass Ultimate, they have Game Pass Essentials. Now they're getting Game Pass Starter Pack Booster Edition. I don't care.
I mean, I got Ultimate. I don't care. It's just a topic.
I know, but that's why I'm saying it's dumb. I was like, here's the thing. Game Pass Ultimate should have everything. If people are trying to get into it, Game Pass Essentials, I was like, should be the same between Essentials should basically just be PC, but for both PC and console, just like Ultimate is for PC and console. I was like, just have different access to different things. It's like, hey, you want the first party only? Here's this one stuff, right? I was like, there. I was like, oh, you want to give a very minor conscripted group of how much that they can get into? There, that's how you do it. I was like, we don't need 5, 6, 7 versions. It's the same way we absolutely complain about them making 6 different SKUs for the same console for the same game and having different versions for it. I was like, they're doing the same thing just but with services. We don't need it.
Okay, Bloody's about to blow a vessel over here, but okay, TJ, talk to me. How you feeling about the starter edition? And are you ready to blow your top off like my man Bloody over here? He got triggered.
Yeah,
quick.
no, the starter part, if it's not under $10, I don't see it being worth it, to be honest. Because okay, for new people, they probably won't care. But for people that want to make it cheaper because they can't afford it or whatever, they're just gonna look at it and be like, hey, Game Pass Ultimate was $15 at one point when it first started out.
Yeah, but that's
but my point is,
but the deal.
You look at that and you say, I'm getting all that. So why is the starter pack so freaking?
But hold on,
it has to be a good price.
But it has to be. That's another point. But we can't tell people what they should be able to afford or what they. Some people.
I know.
Hold on,
let
me finish. Some people don't game. Hold on, Bloody. Let me finish. Hold on. Some people don't game like we game.
I get that. And I'm not saying people.
And I'm not mad about options. If it doesn't affect me, it doesn't. I just wanted to know your opinion because I'm an ultimate dude. Whether it was $30 or $23, don't matter. I'm an ultimate dude.
But you said there's this 50 game selection, right? Isn't that already what Essentials does?
I don't know if they keeping Essentials. I'm just telling you they introduced
they might get rid of it.
A lesser tier. They're not keeping. They're revamping what Game Pass is doing. Obviously. I don't think they're gonna have because PlayStation has 3 tiers, right?
Xbox just needs 3 tiers. It needs the starter one, the ultimate one, and the third one should be able to customize it. That would be it.
Right.
Quit confusing everybody, please.
But it's a revamp now. That's what they're supposed to do. They can't leave it alone, right? They already dropped the price of Ultimate, which is an awesome move. And they bring in a starter edition. We don't know what they're doing in terms. Well, I looked into it, but they haven't really said it. But they're not keeping all those tiers.
Yeah, but what I'm saying is that they already have 3 between the Ultimate, Essentials, and PC. What I'm saying is that PC honestly shouldn't be a thing. I was like, it shouldn't be treated as a separate. I was like, they should.
It has to be treated
Essentials and make Essential the same cost.
But they have to keep the PC separate. It's part of Ultimate, and if you are Ultimate, hold on, let me finish. Hold on, you said a point. Let me hold on.
Also with its own separate thing.
Hold on. You're right, and it should be because there's 300 million motherfuckers over there. Now let me ask you a
So
question.
give,
Hold on.
just turn,
Let me finish.
What I'm saying is
Bloody,
just turn
bloody,
Essentials
bloody,
into what PC
bloody.
is.
Relax.
And give them the PC
Listen. Hold on. Let me get my bars off, man. Relax.
All right.
Let me ask you a question. You an Ultimate guy?
Yes.
Do you have a PC?
I am.
Do you have a PC?
Yes, I have a PC.
You know
I
how
do.
many, do you know how many people got Ultimate don't have PCs, motherfucker?
Pretty much everyone on Steam.
No, I'm talking about, do you know how many people got Xboxes that got Ultimate that don't own a gaming PC? It's a lot. And that shit is still part of it. You're not talking about that. You know why?
You know why?
Because you're part of the ecosystem. That's why you're not talking about that.
But I what are you talking about? I literally said that Ultimate should have everything that's all included for both console and PC, and Essential should do the same thing, but with just less stuff. I was like, it shouldn't have all the bells and whistles that's in Ultimate. That's literally what I said.
If you don't have a PC and you got Ultimate, why you got PC? Ultimate.
But what I'm saying is that why is
no,
PC
you're changing
service?
You're changing what I'm saying. You're changing what I'm asking you.
Basic one, and just merge that with PC.
But you are changing what I'm asking you. If you just got console, why do you have Ultimate? I mean, why do you have PC in your Ultimate? It shouldn't even matter.
Well, you want to know why people get the Ultimate? And I'm going to break it down real quick. Are you just ignoring
everything I'm saying?
No. I asked you a question and then you went on a rant about some other shit. You really didn't.
It's all the services within Ultimate that consists across both PC and console.
Okay, and
I'm saying,
and I'm gonna ask you this. I'm gonna say this to you.
I'm work for both PC and console.
And I'm gonna say this. I'm gonna be that gamer. I don't have a PC. I don't care. Now what? That's what I'm trying to tell you.
You still have Essentials. You still have Ultimate. The games that you have on your console could also be on PC, but you don't got a PC. Guess what? You still have the same games on consoles. You still have the same day one releases. You have all of that still.
Okay, that's the answer. That's the answer. But that ain't what you said before. The same
thing with just less of an options. It doesn't have as big of a library.
Okay. Go ahead, TJ. Touch on this so we can keep it pushing. We got some more topics, man.
Yeah. The reason why I got Ultimate. Yes, I have a PC, but I only play RTS games and I do YouTube when I go on people's podcasts. But that's basically the most part of my PC. Okay. To be honest with you, realistically, I get Ultimate because of one reason. One, if I do want to play games on my PC, they work on there with Play Anywhere.
Mm-hmm.
And then I like the cloud. I actually like it. It's actually not that bad.
But Play Anywhere don't got nothing to do with Ultimate though. Let's I know. Ultimate, that's a different program.
Here's the other part. Other part. This is the one thing that I was going to suggest while you two were going at it. Here's the one part that everybody doesn't talk about. Everybody gets Ultimate because of one reason, and there's one big reason. If you're just an Xbox player, it's the day one releases. That's why.
You know what's crazy?
I'm talking about first party.
Listen to me.
I'm not talking about third party.
I know what you're talking about. Mm-hmm. I was not into Game Pass until that happened, and I had it for free for years, for free. And I said, I don't care. I buy all my games anyway.
That's the only reason why I got Game Pass.
But you know
what? I mean, trust me, the other games are cool and all. I don't mind them. I'm not giving discredit to the indie devs or third party.
No.
Listen, dude, I saved so much money.
They got so much credibility for bringing in third party and indie games into that day and date. So it's a win-win. It's a win-win. It's a win-win. Yo, listen, but if you only can afford the starter or essentials, that's still on you. You know what I'm saying? But I know what will happen though, and this is the business side of it, Bloody. I want to bring this up. You start that at a lower entry point. People start get accustomed to having a lot of games available that they usually don't buy.
And then they'll usually upgrade.
And then they'll upgrade. That's the whole point. Yep. That is the reason.
That's the Netflix motto.
Yes,
like Netflix used to be $8 at one point, and then people got addicted to it, and then they stayed.
That's right. Listen, that is the entry level, man. They're not gonna make the lowest tier expensive. But hold on, that's the answer. You ask something why, I'm telling you why. It's like some when you get on drugs. right?
Bro, but I said that. That's what I meant.
No, that is not what you said. You threw a tantrum and we listened to you.
No, I didn't. I said that they have two different sets of features
You said
with the Ultimate having everything. And I swear, everything I say goes in one ear and out the other. I feel like people only listen to me half the time.
Yeah, because
when
you was wilding. You was
straight.
wilding. You did not say what I just said. The
Yes,
chat.
I did.
Okay, put that.
Whatever.
You didn't say that.
In a different
No,
way,
you
you
didn't.
kind of did. Yeah. In a different way, yes.
In a crazy ass way, he said. I was just like, "What is he talking about? What do you mean? Why they want to pull you in? What do you think the lower tiers are for?" But anyway, man.
Hey, lemon. Hey, hold on. I'll make a good point for anybody that's listening. Anybody that says Game Pass Ultimate's too expensive, you know what? Think of it like this, buddy. If you like Gears, Forza, Halo, and those games, and you're paying for them this year, you're gonna save a lot of money if you pay Game Pass Ultimate.
Yo, listen. If
Look
you
at
like,
Forza Horizon 6, perfect example. $130 for the Ultimate Edition. I got it for $60 for the upgrade, and then only $30 or $23 more for the Ultimate. So I spent only $83 versus $130 out of my pocket.
Mm-hmm.
So anybody that sits there and complains, "Hey, you're wasting more money because you're paying for Ultimate," no, the hell you're not. Dude, I'll tell you this right now. I used to buy Call of Duty, Halo, Gears, and Forza.
Facts.
I was spending $400-$600 a year just on those games alone. So I got the Ultimate Editions.
Listen.
I save money.
That's what I was talking about, man. I don't know, but listen, man, we got to keep it pushing, man. We're gonna get into the real nitty gritty right now. Let's talk about this AMD FSR 4.1 coming to Xbox Series X, which is supposed to give Series X PlayStation 5 Pro abilities. I'm gonna go to you, Bloody. I hope you calm down. You're not red though.
I'm always calm. I don't know
go to Bloody. Bloody's the techie guy. He's the one that works in tech. So if anything, he's the one that will be the guru.
Oh man, don't say that.
Well, no, I was like, Lemon's more of a guru than I am. I was
Well,
like,
you know what I mean, because if Lemon goes, it's gonna be a lot of fun.
No, it's not. Because I got a host. I can't be. Only sometimes I throw my little rants. But go ahead, Bloody. Talk to me.
Here's the thing. I was like, the fact is that if they're able to implement this is going to be such an amazing upgrade without having to buy a second piece of hardware, because of the fact that they were able to implement it on a firmware level. So that lets you know that we've already said that these machines from the jump were made well, they just weren't properly utilized. And now here, with the fact that if they're able to implement this into the firmware and be able to make that update to actually fully utilize everything that the SoC is able to properly use and use the full power of the machine, is going to be great, because that's just going to prove that what PlayStation did with the PS5 Pro was an absolute waste, and that pisser was the stupidest thing ever, which we already said it absolutely is an absolute waste, because whatever they did with their own custom, AI upscaling technology was useless, because it's so minimal that it's not even funny. And now you're telling me that they're going to be able to activate this firmware update that's going to be able to improve
2027
the already very well handled power of the Series X to match what they had to make an entire second console for. Is gonna be the most hilariously vindicative thing that I can think of, because realistically, to me, the only major improvement that the PS5 Pro implemented was really just build quality, because they just improved the airflow to allow for better cooling. Because I already said that the original PS5 was awful with its heat dissipation.
Oh yes, it was.
Well, you gotta remember, PlayStation's been notorious for making consoles that can fry eggs.
Listen,
there's a video of a YouTuber frying an egg on a PlayStation 4. I'm not joking.
If y'all hear some whistling or some talking in the background, it's my bird. She's bugging right now.
Oh,
she's just whistling Dixie in the background. It's crazy. But I'm laughing at my dog because he was asleep and he jumped up out of his sleep. He must have had a nightmare. He was looking back like, yo. I'm like, yo, my boy Jasper crazy. But listen, man. Yo, Too Loud,
What's your
man.
take?
Yo, listen. No. I'm going to you. I'm going to you, but because nobody's gonna like what I say about this whole FSR and DLSS. But I'm gonna go to you, TJ. And shout out to Too Loud Tech. First of all, shout out to this chat, man. Y'all been awesome. The interaction with everybody's been crazy.
Hit the like button.
Smash the like button, man. We need to get these likes up because that helps the channel more than anything. Even if you're not subscribed here and you like the content, even if you like the bickering between me and Bloody going back and forth when I'm just trying to get him to complete a sentence and breathe.
I complete many sentences. It's just if you can comprehend those sentences from the sheer amount of nonsense I say fast. It's a different level.
That's crazy. I was just like, yo, that was supposed to be a short topic, but talk to me, TJ. How you feeling about this, man? This FSR 4 firmware upgrade, software upgrade, power of the pro in your hand.
You know what? I'm not really tech savvy, but I do like tech, and I am good at taking things apart. But I'll tell you right now.
Oh, you just said you
they
debatch.
already kind of. What? Go ahead.
You debatch?
Oh,
No.
Because he likes tech, but he don't know what he be buying, but he likes it. He buys it. At least he buys it. You know what I'm saying? But he don't know shit about what he's using. Flopflation.
But you know what's funny? People sit there and say, people are gonna. There can be naysayers that are gonna say me and you and Bloody are wrong, and they're gonna say, oh well, they can't do that. They can't bring in a firmware update. Bullshit. I'm gonna tell you right now. Did anybody ask for quick resume? Did anybody ask for auto HDR or FPS boost? Because last time I checked, those came out as updates on the Xbox Series X. I woke up one morning, got on my damn console, loaded up a game, and it said, would you like to put on FPS boost on your Xbox 360 title? And I was like, excuse me? What? Wait, no. What? You're telling me I can upgrade this shit for free?
Yep.
And I didn't have these features earlier. So you're telling me I didn't have to buy another console? They've already started doing it. So anybody that doubts this shit, maybe you need to go learn. You need to go back to school. You need to learn how software works. Because a person without a brain can find out. Just boot up your damn console, and you can tell. Oh, hey, new features came. It's called an update, guys. It's not that hard to understand.
Facts.
You do it on your PC. You do it on your phone.
Facts.
So
your phone getting new features.
I know I'm sounding arrogant right now.
No, you're not. You're talking.
True.
You're preaching. Why do you think I give you a round of applause? What you're saying is the fact. And listen, man.
I think it's good for the Xbox. Honestly, you know what? They need to improve it because this console, and the next console are going to probably be the last consoles that Xbox makes. Now I'm not saying they won't make more. They might, but personally, this one's powerful enough. The next one, good. It's going to be almost pretty much a PC. Open Windows. You know what? Whatever. Go ahead, do it. My point is, kill off last gen, and just keep this gen and next gen, and then that's it. You're good to go. You got 4K.
I said that 2 weeks ago.
I can go play COD at 4K 120 frames right now, if I have the TV for it. So don't tell me and say, "Oh, it's not up to date." BS.
Yeah.
It's called optimization. It's not that your console's not powerful enough. It's optimization.
It's optimization, right? Because
that's all I got to say.
Games like Forza, Halo, and Gears don't have an optimization problem. It's the man behind the developmental keyboard. But I'm gonna say this: shout out to Too Loud, man. You've been awesome tonight. Definitely interacting. I appreciate you. He says Fox just spoke about in length about this on our show Thursday. Let me tell you something. I was at PAX last year. Me, Kay Asante, and Fox sat down. We had a good conversation, right? First of all, I commended him on his tech work because even though Fox is highly detailed, if you don't know tech, you really don't understand him and Gaming Nexus.
Yep.
You really don't. And when I come to my channel and I talk my tech after listening to them or having a conversation, I try to break it down in regular terms so people understand, right? Now,
you put it in dummy terms.
No, not dummy. Just everybody's not techie, right? I wouldn't say dummy.
That's what we say is that it's layman's. You have to speak.
Layman's terms, right?
Layman's terms,
right?
I just call it dummy terms.
I'm gonna say this for the record. I don't like DLSS I don't like FSR. I don't like nothing fake. I don't listen. You see why I buy 4K Blu-ray movies? Because I have a 16. I have a $16,000 home theater system, and I want to hear every milk and cranny of the movie. Netflix, Netflix, Hulu, Amazon Prime. Listen, I got that. Right? It's cool to watch that on there on my surround sound, but it doesn't give me. It's not giving me that ass whooping sound effects. It's nowhere near as clear. Yo, I'm a different echelon of dude, but I'm also that dude that's willing to spend the money for hardware. And FSR, and this is something that I don't like saying. FSR and DLSS. DLSS started this hype train. DLSS is the best software out there for this upscaling. I don't like fake frames. Neither does my boy Everborn over there on Gaming Circle Podcast. Neither does Keasanti. We'd rather spend the money for the hardware. Yeah, it's gonna be a lot more.
I don't like FSR DLSS. But I mean, it's nice to have it as an option, but it should be an option, not a necessity. So I agree with you.
But I don't like
frame generation option on anything. I hate it because it tends to make things so much more worse.
And it gives you input lag, and nobody ever discusses that.
Oh yeah, it makes the game run like shit.
And sometimes it's when you take it to different levels, right? If you implement it one frame, you good, but you start going to 1, 2, 3, 4, you get to 4, input lag, and we all, shout out to Jago in the chat, we all don't, first thing we say is when you buy a controller, how is it connected? I play wired.
Exactly.
I play wired because I don't want no delay, right? So you start implementing all this stuff.
I play wireless, but still.
And this is what's crazy. And this is what's crazy with the whole FSR DLSS thing, right? It is a Band-Aid for lack of power in the hardware. Because do you remember when NVIDIA had that showcase and they said the 5070 will give you 4090 power? Do y'all remember that? Because of DLSS, the fake frames, the fake resolution. And when I told Keasanti and I told Everborn, I told Hargeet, that's bullshit. That's a company trying to sell you something. That will not be the fact. And they all said I was crazy. Everybody said Lemon was crazy.
You're not crazy. You're speaking facts, dude.
But you know why I'm speaking facts? But listen, TJ, I spoke this before it hit the market. I said, that's bullshit. The software,
I remember, bud.
The software is a Band-Aid. It's a Band-Aid, and I'm telling you, when you get it in your hands, it will not be what he said on stage. I don't care what he said at CES. They're full of shit. They're trying to sell you something.
It would be like me saying my 1660 Super runs like a 4080. That's bullshit.
Exactly. And software is not
apples
fixing
and
that.
Oranges.
Yo, listen, software is not fixing that. But at the end of the day, I just wanted to make that point. If this is cool for you and it's implemented well, I congratulate you. I like hardware. I'll pay for it, and I don't care. I don't want to buy a Volkswagen and act like it's a Porsche. I'm gonna go buy a Porsche.
Yeah.
Okay. I'm not gonna put no loud pipes on because it's making noise. I think I'm in Fast and Furious, and I'm really slowing my lasses.
Buy a Camaro. I think it's a Corvette.
Yeah, right. We not doing that. So I don't really like Magnum Force. What's good with you? I did like auto HDR. I did like
auto HDR, HDR10 plus.
I did like frame rate
especially
boost,
for older games,
right? Because it was doing it at a hardware level with the 1X. The hardware was pushing it forward, not software. Software is a Band-Aid, and we all have to understand that. I'm not making videos about FSR4. Shout out to my brother King. Was like, this the knife and the fork for the fatality. Listen, it's a Band-Aid on a bleeding wound. It's a Band-Aid.
But like we said, that's also why we like the FPS boost, right? Because of all that.
It was hardware. It was all hard. If hardware is going to make, it's like, listen, when you got an emulator, and let's say you got a You got a Super X like I do, a AMD 395 AI Plus CPU. That's a monster. You put an emulator on that, and you 4 times the resolution, 4x it. It's the hardware doing it. It's not software. You don't lose anything, but software, it's always a caveat. It's always a negative. You could do FSR, but at what level? You can't max it out because now you got input lag. You got screen tearing, or you have some type of artifacts. And if you do too much frame generation, you get button lag, which we all don't want. Imagine playing Street Fighter and you get button lag and your moves will come out 2 seconds later. That's what we're talking about.
All you have to do is say, it's apples and oranges. Like at the end of the day, there's always going to be a give and take. You can't have everything unless you pay for it. Otherwise, shut up and deal with it.
Right? Because listen, and
I just summed up your whole argument.
And I think. Oh, this is what I wanted to say. I think this makes developers lazy.
It does.
I'm sorry.
They
sorry.
They think that they can rely on the box.
Yo, listen.
Yep.
I'm sorry. I don't like saying things like that, but I think this make the developer lazy. Oh, we could make this game 1080p because we could FSR it to 4K. What?
Some developers. Okay.
What?
Remember how you got upset? You got upset with me before because I said developers are lazy, and I didn't mean it like in general. I'm just saying like they've let their expertise go lazy.
Yeah.
Not their creativity. Not their creativity. The creativity's there.
Right.
It's just when they implement the hardware, it's shit. I am sorry, but I'm not going to sit there and say, oh no, the creators can't do no wrong. BS. How come these? Okay, why are these $300 million projects doing shittier than a $10 million project that's made by 5 fucking people?
No.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry for cursing, but
you good.
It's annoying.
But listen to me. Sometimes it's not the game; it's the community. Did you think I blame?
Oh, I know.
I don't blame Xbox for putting games on PlayStation. They're supposed to put games on PC. They're a PC company. I blame the Xbox community for that.
Oh yeah, I agree.
Okay, because they're guilty at playing Fortnite, Apex all day too.
Yep.
Okay, so I'm calling a spade here. We just keep it gangster, but we're gonna keep it pushing, man.
Yep.
We're gonna keep it pushing. I like that topic though. Now let's get into the nitty goddamn gritty. First of all, we talked about last week, Bloody wasn't here. Xbox is putting their foot down. They're putting their foot down.
I like Asa. She's
hold on, let me finish.
Hold
on, let me finish, TJ. Hold on. I'm coming to you. Hold on. First of all, they've been putting foot to ass in the industry. I remember that dude Boogie, chubby dude from Texas. He hates Xbox, and they gave this motherfucker a Series X. I said, why? Why are you supporting people who throw you under the bus? Why?
I mean, we said the same thing to the digital fraudery.
Yeah, no. Yeah. But they learned their lesson. They kind of toned back because Microsoft was kicking them in the teeth. But I'm talking about just in general with the whole community. Hate Xbox, hate gaming, hate. It's absolutely crazy. But
and yet they get rewarded.
Yeah, and they get rewarded. That shit is annoying. And, Asha, I think, is given a pass. It's like stupid ass Nib said some bullshit about OEM. And shout out to my man, Colt, KS Hanti, everybody over there, Hog Geek. They all think there's gonna be an OEM. I said, Microsoft ain't doing that shit. This ain't Steam Machine.
Yeah.
They're gonna make their own box. And I went and listen, I got a group of friends. I love them dudes. I'm the only one that said, nah, buddy. That's not happening. So Nib went online, said some stupid shit about the OEM. Xbox is gonna come out after, but they're gonna have OEMs leading the pack. Jason Ronald took to the internet. Shout out to my boy Jason Ronald. I'll be seeing you in 2 weeks. I'll be seeing you.
The godfather of Xbox.
I'll be seeing you.
In terms of making it.
I'll be seeing you. But he went right to the internet, right in that comment, and highlighted it. The Helix will be a first-party device that we make, and nobody else is making it. So I'm Petty Murphy of his first con. You know me. Hey y'all. What did I tell you? What?
No OE
What?
cams, baby.
Yeah, what did I tell you? They was like, yeah. Nah, we not gonna do that. Give me my
That's right.
flowers. But this is another
See Petty
situation.
Murphy up in that bitch.
Yo, listen, man. You know listen. I don't say listen. When I told people that the memory card for Xbox was gonna be over $180, they said on GRG, oh, because you make money, you think everything's expensive. I said no. Speed costs. Speed costs.
Who was the one who was backing you up about that
You
too?
was backing me. But this was somebody else's
what did
podcast.
I said
Speed costs.
SSD technology at that time was stupid expensive.
So when I go out here and say something, I must know something because I remember back in 2015, I bought one of the very first SSDs that was 256 gigabytes for my PC I was building. It was $700.
Yup.
Okay,
Yeah.
I know what I'm talking about.
So,
If I'm talking,
people should be complaining to you, and you know what?
When I'm talking tech,
if you're going to complain to a guy that paid $700 and he knows what he's talking about,
I'm telling you,
then you know what? Maybe you should just delete your Twitter.
And you know why? You know why I
the
didn't
guy
buy the
that spent
$512?
$700 knows what he's talking about.
The 512 was $1,200. I said I'm not spending $1,200 for no goddamn Gen 3. We talking about Gen 3, not 5, which they had 4 or 5 they had today. Gen 3, 512 was $1,200. Okay. So when I came out there and talked about that, but anyway, let's get back to Forza like my man Music said. So I like that Microsoft is going out here and attacking people. But this is what happened this week. Forza got leaked.
Before we say that, I was like, is it really attacking people or is it just correcting stupidity? Because before we didn't see as many of the
facts. Okay.
Calling out
calling out bullshit, calling out frauds,
being
right?
Factual with stuff,
right? They basically going after the meatheads because they starting to notice, or they should have been noticed, but they starting to notice bad press is really killing them. But I'm gonna say this for the record. A couple people I know went to Twitter as soon as the game got leaked. Oh, we knew Microsoft would fuck this up. Yo, it's their fault. I said, first off, they gave out codes for people to review.
Yeah, true.
There's NDAs, right? They are trusting people like everybody else does. Everybody else does the same thing. But it doesn't.
What happens?
But
when you fuck up.
But it doesn't take. It's not a Microsoft issue. So stop taking to Twitter and immediately insulting Microsoft, and you don't have the facts because somebody said, "Yo, it's leaked." Oh, Microsoft! I told they're bad. They're bad. Oh, PlayStation, they're bad. You got some fuckboys out here.
Mm-hmm.
So I said you should tamper what you say because everything don't need to be addressed soon as you see it. So it comes out. Had nothing to do with Playground Games or Turn 10. Had nothing to do with them. Like I said, it was a hacker who got the code and made this available to people.
Yep, because he figured out the code how to multiply it and give it out.
But this is what's gangster. Yep. That Forza leaker got banned for life.
Mm-hmm.
How did that work out for you? Yo,
Not only that,
TJ, talk about this, man.
999999999.
Yeah, he got infinity.
Yep.
Because not only did he got a hardware ban, I'm pretty sure they're also gonna do an IP ban. I was like, they're not gonna announce it. I was like, most of the time that's what
got him.
They're gonna do it.
Got him. Listen, man, fuck him.
Oh shit! Oh shit!
Fuck him. Because you mess it up for everybody else. But let me get to this member for 3 months. Mr. Adidas says, salute to you, my guy. Smash that like button. Listen, Bloody, chime on that. Tap into that, man. Talk to me.
You know what? I love it. I was like, here's the thing. I've said before that I support, piracy to a certain extent, but this is a brand new game that is unreleased that is going to be available within a few days for everyone, right? I was like, the fact is that this was someone who was purposely like, hey, I'm just going to dump all the files out there as soon as I can get them and do all this stuff, that, and the third. That's being a dick. That's
Yes.
not doing anything that's beneficial for the community. It's different if they're like, hey, I was able to get access to the source code files and everything for Forza Horizon 2, which has been pulled from, digital markets in any way to play it if you don't have a disc, and be like, hey, here y'all go, y'all can play it. I was like, because it's already offline as it is. That way people are able to preserve what that game was. That's different than something that is unreleased. Because when you do something that's unreleased, you're being an asshole. And I was like, and what they did was the right call. I was like,
Yeah.
Shame them, ban them, and everyone else who was involved. Because I know that it wasn't a single person; it was a whole host of people who were also distributing, and they're all getting bans as well.
Yep. Yes,
so
sir.
Good.
Yes, sir. Shout out to the idiots. Shout out to the idiots. You gave us some content to talk about.
I got one thing for you. You can cry about it, but guess what? Oh well.
Oh well. Facts. Let's move on, man. TJ, you want to touch on this one more time, a little bit more before we move?
Yeah.
Go ahead, bro.
The thing is, like, at the end of the day, like, even Bloody's correct. Like, the thing is, you're gonna fuck it up for everyone.
Yes.
You know what? Microsoft Xbox is gonna sit there and say, we're not giving out any more codes ever again. Because that will happen. That will happen if they have this problem multiple times and they trust people, and then people break that trust. They will. Then we won't have any reviews. Then, you know what? People that already bitch and moan and say, Xbox doesn't get games at the Game Awards for nominations. Well, now you're really not going to get any because nobody's going to want to review it because they're afraid they're going to get fucking banned. Yeah. I'm sorry, but that's the truth. Look, okay, I'm going to tell you something right now that you both don't know.
Uh-oh.
Or Lemon, you probably know. I used to hack on the Xbox 360 Xbox original. I used to hack.
So did I.
I used to go in the lobbies. You know what? If I caught you cheating, I would fucking make you die and respawn. You wouldn't be able to
cheating,
leave the damn game.
I had a modded Xbox.
I taught you a damn lesson. So basically,
but you don't go online with it. But I had a modded Xbox. But I also had another 200 or 300 games on 360.
At the end of the day, don't do stuff that's illegal. Don't do stuff that's wrong. Don't do stuff that ruins it for everybody.
Yeah, that's the key.
If you're going to be a hacker, do something good, like Bloody said. Look, there's an old game. It's no longer on stores. You can't find it anywhere. Go ahead and share the code, because then someone who hasn't played the game will play it and probably want to get the new Forza. But don't sit there and do it when it's a new game that's not even out yet. You're asking for an ass whooping. I'm sorry, but you are. You're asking for chaos.
Yo, listen. I didn't go online with my modded system because you was getting your system banned, right?
Mine, I had an untraceable IP, so.
Oh, but I didn't.
I was a crazy guy, but I was doing good stuff. I wasn't doing bad stuff.
Hey,
like you could kill me in games.
I know you.
So I just had unlimited ammo, but you could kill me. So it just came down to whoever got the first draw. So.
All right, so
I wasn't seen through walls and stuff.
Oh no, we ain't doing that. I can't stand them.
Yeah, that I can't stand.
Killers are going crazy. All three of them, one time. God damn. Oh, I know. You was talking. You was talking to TJ. I know, bro. But look, let me say this, man. While they go crazy, I hope that's not too loud in your ears. Hold on.
I mean, it's loud, but I mean, they're dogs. What do you expect?
Oreo.
Yeah.
I ain't sweating.
See, now my dog see me make the move. He like, oh my
God.
bad.
They didn't like me talking about modding.
All right, so we're going to move on, man.
They're like, shut up.
We down to the last. Oh, no, this is the last topic.
Is that the last topic?
Yeah, this is our last topic, man. Now, I don't want people to take this out of context, because some people, once again, instead of reading the article, you read the fucking title. This goes for you bots. CEO from Sony says the PlayStation without games is just a plastic box. Okay?
That's true.
any console with no games is just a plastic box. But I want to say this:
Yeah.
that was Gangsta that he came out and said that because he's talking about their output of first-party games, and it's been dismal this generation. They never really put out too many games back to back like that. When they shot they load and put out games, that was coming from PS4. We talking about Gran Turismo, Horizon, and what else? Something else. Spider-Man. In the same year, I said, "Oh yeah, they done," because they don't.
Yep.
That's not their track record, right? But when a CEO recognizes that your output of first-party titles is not where it need to be, I thought that was gangster. But he definitely said it's a piece of plastic.
Oh shit! Oh shit! Oh shit!
And I said, yo, listen, your first party needs to be addressed. At one point in time, they had more studios than Xbox. And we know Xbox got their big three. We know Xbox got their big three, but technically they got a big four. Matter of fact, they got. No. It was Gears, Halo,
studios.
Forza. Hold on, but they have Fable. Let's not do that. Now they got COD.
Fable, Forza,
now they got
Gears,
Doom. Now they got Diablo. You know what I'm saying? They got Minecraft.
Doom.
Their first
Elder
biggest
Scrolls.
purchase, Elder Scrolls, Skyrim,
Well, Skyrim is still this.
Doom.
and I'm gonna say this for the record. Sony cannot compete with Microsoft with first party output. They cannot.
They can't.
But here's the thing: is that they also have been proven that they couldn't compete with output because they were relying on a single studio for the better part of a decade.
Yeah,
And half
yeah.
of that output from that one studio was just a remaster of a game that came out almost 2 decades ago.
Oh shit! Oh shit! Oh shit!
That's right, Bloody.
Yo,
but you're forgetting
yo.
the other part. They relied on COD.
No, they relied on COD.
Yeah, they relied on not just COD. They relied on any third-party publishing.
Yeah, but
Oh, I know.
But yeah,
I like
that's
that.
always been the MO though. That's always been the MO.
and now that MO doesn't work anymore. You know why? And I read this article and I sat down with it because of the fact that obviously we know that I am the Japanese connoisseur, but more than anything, I'm just into a lot of games from right now coming out of Southeast Asia and everything else. We talked about my appreciation for the team over at Shift Up because of what they've done with mobile gaming from Nikkei, Destiny, Star Child, and everything else, right? And then, of course, when they finally put out Stellar Blade, originally called Project Eve, and everything else.
Yes.
If anyone had read this article, there's 2 things to show that a lot of these devs are realizing that relying on Sony to help them out is not the same as it once was.
No.
And I really hope that more devs are like, hey, we're not just going to put our game only on PC and PlayStation or PC and PlayStation and Switch, because some of those platforms are not even selling. I mean, the same could be said for Xbox, but they really need to be putting out everywhere that they can. But PlayStation's publishing is not the same, because he said that what they are really hoping for now that they partnered up with I can't remember the dev here. It was a really big Japanese developer for working on a project together, which I was excited for. But Kim Hu, who is the CEO and founder of Shift Up, said that
Who's Kim?
Kim Hae is the CEO of Shift
Don't
Up.
answer me.
And
The
interesting
don't
part is that
answer
he said
me.
that they are glad that they are going full independent with their publishing and helping other developers going forward.
Yes.
Because he says when they make Stellar Blade 2, that they are really looking forward to be able to putting it on more platforms, since they are no longer under and being controlled by the publishing restrictions that Sony put on them. And he said that he feels that also heavily affected what possibility of sales that they could have done, because of the fact that it was restricted to a single platform for so long and they have no control over that. We saw the same thing with Kojima with everything with Death Stranding. Say what you will about the game, but the fact is that when it was so restricted to one platform, that also heavily limited it until they were able to do third-party publishing by partnering with 505 to put it on Xbox and everywhere else, right? So we're seeing that MO that PlayStation has had for 30 years is not the same and is not going to work going forward, because most of these companies or even publishers are like, hey, you know what? We have the way to self-publish now because of the availability of Steam and anything else. There is so much easier access to self-publish, and there's more publishing companies out there that are willing to take chances on smaller dev teams or anything else, or able to work with a larger publisher because of the fact that they're a larger developer like Shift Up is, right? That needs to really be the light and kick in the ass that Sony needs to realize, hey, our old strategy book is not going to work going forward. Facts. It cannot. And the fact that they are still trying to do it and relying on a single studio and having canceled every other project from all their other studios outside of Sucker Punch, right? With the Ghost of Tsushima sequel that came out, Ghost of Yote and everything else, they're still keeping it so restrictive on everything that can be done. And it sucks.
Yep.
All right. Well, TJ, touch on this, man. Touch on this. And being that Sony doesn't have the studios to compete with Xbox in terms of first party, what do you think they can do to change that around besides just making purchases? Because we see their purchase history has been bad. They closed the most studios in the history of any major corporation or any major video game corporation. They have the most closings ever. They're buying companies and they're closing them. So what do you believe?
They're worse than EA.
Well, EA really don't close that many companies. They just will dissolve your ass. They'll dissolve you into other studios.
They've shut down way too many studios.
But you'll be making mad until your fingers fall off.
Hey, you know what? I'll sometime we'll have to talk about it, Lemon, because I'll have to show you the receipt of EA, because EA.
No. Yeah, but EA, they do.
Shout out to Visceral Studios, baby.
Yeah,
Hope,
wow.
And unfortunately, possibly Motive next.
Let's talk about give me an idea of what Sony can do to fix the problem. Let's not just say they have a problem.
Yeah.
Let's talk about them fixing it. What can they do to shout out to Spartan6616 in the chat. I see you, bro. I see you.
Maybe, I don't know. Stop trying to
you want to know how they fix this problem? You want to really know how they fix this problem? Look at what Bungie did back in the day with Halo. You had Halo Wars, you had Halo the main story, and then you had other games with it, ODST spinoffs. Now the thing is, and you know what, EA does this too. Need for Speed, they had the cop and robbers one, and then they had the street racing one, then they had the track one. My point is, Sony needs to look at their studios and say what works and what doesn't, and then they need to go to the creator of that studio and say, hey, can you create 2 games? Can you create one that's the main game, and then one that's a little passion project? Whatever you want to create, it's going to have a lower budget. It's not going to be as big, but we'll give you backing. But you can take as long as you want for that one. But the bigger one has to come out a little bit faster, okay? Now, you sit there and you do that with all your studios. that gives more energy into the creators, the devs. So they're going to want to do more projects. They're going to want to bring out more passion projects that will entice the players to play more. But to sit there and say, oh, all of you that we just made you switch over to live service games, yeah, we want you to cancel all that and now go back to the drawing board and just pull something out of your ass now for a single player game. Good luck. You're not going to get anything. The problem is it's a management problem. At the end of the day, it's a management problem. And Sony is the problem. Sony is the poison of the head. They're running into what Activision was running into with COD.
But let me ask you a question, right?
It is.
We could blame the corporation, but how about blaming the player base? Because Saros is a good damn game.
Oh yeah, no, it's a player. It's a player base too.
That's what we mentioned. I was like, but this issue is a 2-part issue because it comes from both sides. It comes from the top
really
and
bad.
It comes from the bottom. Because the fact that I mentioned earlier when we were talking about Saros is that they pushed for only one genre and one type of game to be their standard for every game that they release. So you indoctrinated and you trained your community to only want that type of game. So now that they're like, hey, we have these other studios that are trying to make different games, the community is pushing back because they're like, that's not what we want. We don't want that. That looks like shit. Because of the fact that they are trained to only want one specific game. And that's the problem. Saros is cool because it is a action RPG and it is a shmup. I was like, anyone who likes bullet hell shoot 'em ups, that this game is very much that, but it is a third person action game with it, right? And it's very interesting. But the fact is, their community has not been okay with those type of games because since the PS3, they have been pushing away from those types of games. I was like,
they used to make SOCOM. They used to make Twisted Metal. I can go on. They made a lot of fucking games.
Twisted Metal, Infamous. They had SOCOM. I was like, they had hell. If you really want to talk about their first party, they had Resistance. They had
Resistance was actually good.
Killzone.
It was a very. I was like,
but the PlayStation, the PlayStation community,
whether it was a Halo killer or not.
It wasn't no goddamn Halo killer.
Was cool.
It was cool.
It was a cool game.
But I'm gonna say this. I'm gonna say this. The PlayStation fan base killed Killzone. That last one was good. That last one was good. The first one was good. The second one was good. The only one wasn't bad was that PSP shit. But
I was like,
it pisses me off.
And of course, that's not even digging back in their crates. Like I said, I was like, Naughty Dog had the Jack and Daxter series. They had Crash Bandicoot before that got sold out to Activision. Of course, Sucker Punch made one of the biggest platformers during the PS2 era with the Sly Cooper.
Little Big Planet, remember?
Yeah, Little Big Planet too. Like
I love Little Big Planet. I love that.
People talk about Gravity Rush. I was like, you had one of the biggest Japanese studios that was in-house that made some of the most iconic games. You had Team Ico, who made both Ico. They made Shadow of the Colossus. They made Siren. They made some of the most staple games of your catalog. And you said, nah, we're going to shut them down for this studio that hasn't put out shit.
Okay, so what's the fix? Okay, Bloody. What's the fix? What's your fix, Bloody?
Right now is what they need to do is stop putting 150, 300 million into the same type of game. Work on smaller projects. Stop putting everything on one studio. Right now, they rely only on Naughty Dog. I was like,
no, not just Naughty Dog. What's the other one? The one that does Spider-Man and does Wolverine.
Insomniac.
Yeah, that's a major one.
But Insomniac has been able to branch themselves out. But yes, they've been making those.
They rely on them the most, though.
But all right. I'm gonna tell you my fix real quick. I'm gonna tell you my fix for Sony. Stop putting out shit that nobody's asking for. Nobody wanted that Lego Horizons. Nobody wanted Horizon Zero Dawn remaster. Nobody wanted Last of Us remaster. Nobody wanted that shit.
But that's what I'm saying. But all of those are from one studio. That's
and
what I'm saying.
look, you're right. But I'm just saying.
All three of those games came from Naughty Dog.
And another game that I'm getting ready to beta test is that Horizon multiplayer shit. Nobody wants that shit. I'm a beta tester because I'm a gamer, but nobody asked you for that shit. But let me shout my guy in the chat, man. This is why I love my content creators that I really rock with. Met him in real life. I'll see that dude in 3 weeks. He'll be on the show the 30th. If this work, don't call him in. That is my man. No other than... You already know what it is. It's Web Dave has entered the building. Shout out to Web Dave. He's going to be part of that panel if the job doesn't call him in. I had to get in a private chat and be like, yo, Cole! You got to pull up. Let's get it popping. Hargita be there. Kesanti will be there. C-Money might be there. We got a whole slew of people to bring them in here and have a good time, and they're going to give their piece. They're going to talk their predictions.
If I'm not busy, I might pop in.
Nah, you not popping in. This is Fan Fest only participants.
Okay.
This is
Either way, I'll still be in the chat because I'm gonna cheer you on, Lemon.
Because there's too many people. I can't be adding everybody, but I got
I know you.
I got a lot of people.
You can't be wise old gamer with 20 people.
Yeah, listen, right? Listen. So it'll be a lot of us because a lot of us is going. We got Fuzzy Belvedere in the building. He'll be here. Shout out to my man Fuzzy Belvedere, who is gangster. He's driving.
Fuzzy's awesome.
He's driving to LA from Philly.
That's crazy.
Yo, somebody should knock his ass out like B.A. Baracus, like the A-Team, and get him on a plane.
Yeah, just knock him out and then just surprise him. Surprise you here. How in the hell did I get here?
Yeah, you 30,000 miles up. 30. Yeah. But yeah, he said, Lemon, I'm driving. I said,
oh, wow.
I'm flying. I'll see you when you get there. I don't like planes, but listen, man. You know, whatever. Fuzzy will be on the panel. We got a nice panel lined up, man. Shout out to my brothers that support at the end of the day.
It's gonna be a good show. I'll be listening for sure.
That is gonna be a great show, man. And everybody's gonna give their piece. They're gonna get their predictions, and we're gonna have a good time. And of course, stay tuned for the behind the scenes of all the events. I'm still waiting on my IGN Live media badge. If they don't give me a media badge, I ain't going.
Yeah. I don't blame you.
Man, I ain't going if they don't give me a media pass. Even though I have it every year, but whatever. Still waiting on that to get cleared. But listen, man, that was the show. Good to have you back, Mr. Drawn TJ.
Before we get out of here, can I do my
the Japanese stuff?
And there's one other thing you gotta mention too. There's another thing you gotta mention.
What?
The studio that creates the new test drive, the one that's been out for 2 years, they laid off 70% of the studio. So that game's dead, and they're the creators of WRC and other games. So that studio is probably going to be shut down. Well, Nacon basically axed them pretty much.
Okay, so. Bloody, what you wanted to talk about before we get out of here?
The topic I wanted to bring up was that Stranger Than Heaven showcase.
Okay. Don't be forever.
Talking about that real quick.
Don't be forever. Bloody.
What?
Don't be forever.
I'm not. Look, all I'm saying is that showcase was the best 30 minutes I had spent. Dude, I don't know if anyone watched it, but that soundtrack, like literally that song that was playing during the opening has had such a chokehold on my life. I've literally been listening to it at least 5 to 6 times a day, every time I can find it, because YouTube keep pulling down videos because they haven't released the official song. So I had to find people who are making remixes until they release it.
No, well, why don't you just record this? Record your screen and make an MP3 and have it in your. Come on, I got to tell you this.
No, I know, but what I'm saying.
Don't say you know. Don't say you know. Don't say you know. Just say, yo, Lemon, I ain't think of that. You can say it.
I was like,
it's
that
all right.
song is just so good, and I was like, I needed it in my Spotify playlist so bad. But I was like, not only that, I was like, this has to be one of the most aggressively like in your face beat 'em ups that RGG has put, and the fact that this is a whole like prequel to the entire Yakuza series has me excited because they're going like full on with it, and the fact that it's a period piece across early 1900 Japan across 5 different decades. I'm just like, all right, this is
and it's in Game Pass. And it's in Game Pass.
Yes, and that part, because we were talking about earlier, I was like, the fact that they announced that it's going to launch.
Yeah, hold on, bloody.
So for anyone who hasn't
hold on, bloody,
hold on, games, you don't need to know.
Hold on, bloody.
All original.
It's in Game Pass.
Yeah.
It's in Game Pass. Yeah.
Anybody that's saying that you don't have any games to play, that's BS. There's plenty of games to play coming out this year. So
I just want to point out this is now the 5th time
last year
that Sega has released a brand new like
Yakuza Like a
one of
Dragon.
their launch titles
That's
to
right.
launch day and date in
And
Game Pass. I was like, let that show that relationship right there that Sega is perfectly happy with whatever the hell that Xbox and them are doing.
Yeah, and you know what? I think Jet Set Radio, Streets of Rage, something is going to drop in there out of them 4 remix that they doing. I'm one of them. I say 1 out the 4.
Jet Set Radio would be pretty cool.
But hold on, before
needs to be first.
I'm gonna say this too. And Golden Axe, talk that shit. Yo, listen.
Golden Axe, yes.
Yeah. But listen, let me get something else out of Bloody No Diddy. Talk about.
Yo, pause.
Talk about my man going over there to form that studio at SNK after leaving Tekken.
Oh yeah, I was
see, I got love for the Japanese community, baby.
I was like, everyone was knowing that Katsuhiro Harada was gonna do something. I was like, he was not leaving of the fact that this man was done. He was probably done with what he could do within Bandai and wanted more freedom to expand out. I was like, yes, this goes back into the moral quandary we talked about with everything going on with SNK and supporting Saudi Arabia and Saudi having all its money in a lot of different studios. Yes, we can talk about the moral aspects of that later on, whatever. But the fact is that since Katsuhiro Harada is now starting his own studio, literally called Versus Studios, right? This man has a never-ending love of fighting games.
Yes.
I want to see what is something new that he can bring to the genre, because the FGC is so huge and has so many different things that having one of the OGs and literally one of the pioneers of that genre for 2 of the biggest fighting franchises in history to make something brand new after 30 years, I am so fucking stoked.
I want Microsoft. I'm just going to say, I want Microsoft to go over and drop a bag and say, hey, I want you to work with us and do a crossover between Mortal Kombat, Tekken, and whatever else you want, and also Killer Instinct. And do a mashup. Do all 3.
Yo, listen,
do a mashup, sell for $50.
Just
it has all the characters. Do it.
Give me a damn.
Have to work with Bandai for
yo,
that.
listen, give me a sequel
I say
first.
do it, man.
Give me a new Killer Instinct.
If he could work on something with Microsoft and to do a new Killer Instinct, that'd be great. But I want to see what he has original up in that brain of his.
Facts. All right.
Could you imagine if they hired him and they gave him his own studio? He could create whatever he wants.
Well, he started his own studio now, so that ain't happening.
I was like,
oh yeah,
too late for that.
I was like, if as long as SNK lets him do whatever the hell he wants and just gives him the bag for it, I was like, I'm okay with it.
Yeah, facts. We expect great things out of him, man. Listen, that is the end of the show. TJ, where can they find you at, man? Yo, first of all, let me say this to the chat. Shout out to everybody in the chat. Y'all got them likes up. That's what I'm talking about, man. Appreciate it. If you haven't hit the like button, go ahead and do it now, because that is the end of the show. We will see you next week.
I want to say, everyone, please hit the like and subscribe button, please. You know, this is a great channel. This is a great show. Appreciate that, brother. It's hosted by Lemon. It's also co-hosted by Bloody. And it's just a great show. They always have a good panel. They're good people. They're not deceiving. So don't ever expect that. Facts. So they tell you how it is. They look up stats. They know what they're talking about. They're not sitting there giving you BS like other channels do. Not gonna name any, but just saying. Anyway, you can find me on X at DrawnTJ450. You can find me also on Discord at DrawnTJ450. You can find me also on GameSet Live, where I'm a co-host with KY Bob, aka Stay Stevo, and Fabio, and also
shout out to my
Cerebral
two guys.
Paul, and also with
Pineapple
with Darth Praxis.
Yeah, Praxis. He was on the show 2 weeks ago.
He's on there too. That's on Wednesdays at 5:00, unless we change it. And then you can find me on Xbox at DrawnTJ. And everyone, please like and subscribe. It means a lot to Lemon. It means a lot to this community.
Facts. Appreciate that.
If you're enjoying.
Appreciate that. Bloody!
And thanks for having me on.
Of course. You always welcome me on. Bloody! Where can they find you, bro? When you're not doing mascara or putting chains on your boots.
It's your boy Bloody. I was like, y'all, KNUX. Y'all can find me all over the internet, all over the place. You can find me on YouTube and Twitch here at youtube.com and twitch.com/bloodynux, where I stream 4 to 5 times a week. And then, of course, you can also follow me for all my daily life shenanigans and my random thoughts over on Instagram, on Twitter, and, of course, over on Facebook. Guys, I was like, I really appreciate everyone. I was like, make sure you go and subscribe to my YouTube channel, please. I was like, because one, we are 18 subscriptions away from hitting 400 over there. I had an amazing live interview with the developer behind Tina Pet Games, creator of Suffer the Night, Flesh Made Fear, and of course his upcoming title, The Skin Stapler. I was like, so check that out. And then, of course, I will also be finishing up some games that I was recently playing. We're going to be
I'll
finishing
find you on X and follow you.
And Motor Slice, thanks to our friends over at Top Hat Studios who sent me a code for that. So got a lot of action stuff coming, and of course everything else I've been doing. So please follow on all the platforms. It means a lot of big things coming. And then of course, make sure you catch us here every Saturday with Lemon, me, Scrubs, and all the rest of our family who come on through and come out. Because without y'all, there's no us. We wouldn't be in the positions that we do. We wouldn't do the things that we do if it wasn't for y'all always supporting and allowing us to entertain y'all with good times, real facts, and great games.
Facts. Listen, man, I'm gonna put my Twitter on screen, man. Y'all know I lost my Twitter.
I said what I said.
No,
y'all know I lost my Twitter.
No, I
so
just talked too fast.
Hold on, bloody, hold on. It's at 108_Dragons TV. Even my man John TJ didn't even have my new Twitter because Twitter.
I kept typing it in, and it kept bringing up other dragons, and it was pissing me off.
So that is the Twitter handle right there, 108_Dragons TV. Please go follow that channel. And as always, we try to give you the facts, we try to give you the truth, and we also put up the videos and the pictures to show you the proof. Boss! And with that being said, we about to get out of here. And hold on. I forgot said I'm thinking about something Tekken Cross Street Fighter. You know what? I was playing that the other day on my ROG Ally X.
Dude, you're giving me crazy ideas. Killer Instinct, Mortal Kombat, Tekken, and Street Fighter.
I was playing that the other day. Tekken Cross Street Fighter. I was playing that the other day. But listen, man, as I always say, man, thank y'all for coming out, pulling up, being part of the show, being super interactive in the chat, man. Like Bloody said, without y'all, there's no us, man. So listen, as I always say, I want you to bring your name, your game, and not your sorry-ass name. And those are the facts. We'll see y'all in the next one. Peace out, everybody. Salute.
Not